Hey, what's up? It's your girl Amina Seen It. Listen, a lot of times I like to have conversations, and it's good sometimes to have conversations with someone else that might share the same opinions or actually might not share the same opinions. But it's something I like to have, and sometimes it's like girl talk with somebody else, and I like to do it live and have fun with it. So anyway, this your girl Amina Seen It, and I'm gonna do an intro before I bring my wonderful guest up. Let's go.
Hey, yo, talk crazy on tweets. They don't want it cause I come to defeat. They don't want it. I peek, these niggas all sweet. Bamboo sticks all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Get the work, put it up for my seeds. No care for the IG, just no care. Anything for club. They do anything for club. Do anything for club. They do anything for club. Do anything for club. They do anything for club. Do anything for club.
People need to hear this. It's a lot of names on my hit list. Still say what he wants to. Still wet like a big. I should run a whole blog at this rate. They using my name for clickbait. They even wanna start fake beef. Instead of low weave in the mixtape. They know I'm the bomb. They ticking me off. Say anything to get a response. I know that mean they traffic is slow. Somebody just gotta practice along. So being tame, they'd rather be wild. This is branding, they wanna be down. Soon as got something to sell, they say my name, Destiny Child. Everybody wanna be lit. Everybody wanna be rich. Everybody wanna be this. If us who I'll hate me. Read my promise. All of that talking, I'm calling it out. Public opinions from private accounts.
Yo, so what's up? Anyway, hey, Candy Love, how you doing? Let me see. All right, so listen, I was curious because the internet has been interneting, and I'm like, yo, I think the internet has ruined people and expectations and stuff like that. I think everything that they put through with us is like unrealistic expectations. I mean, if you do the math, they want well, they're saying women want men that make over six figures. And I think the percentages is like 40% of people that make that anyway, or different types of stuff. So I'm just like, yo, has stuff been unrealistic lately? And then there's a whole list of things you can go, can't go, and stuff like that. And people are just moving for clout. So my thing is, I just want to have a real conversation with a real person. And we're going to bring up Summer Sedano.
Hey sis, how you doing,
Hey,
boo?
how you doing?
How you doing? I'm good. What's going on? Hello, YouTube. Hello, world. What's going on, guys?
I don't know. For some reason, I have
I don't know. For some
feedback.
reason, I have feedback.
Do you hear that?
Do you hear that? No, you sound fine on my end.
I think you're giving me a
I
little
think you're
feedback.
giving me a little feedback. Do you want me to take out my headphones?
If that works, I don't know what it is.
Is that better?
Yeah. Let me see. Yes, I don't hear it
Can
anymore.
you hear me?
Yes, I hear you clear.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. Let me just I'm welcome you completely in the right way. I'm like, where is my applause button? Yes, thank you. Welcome and thank you for joining the platform and coming through. Where is it?
Not a problem, sis.
Now my thing want to act up.
It's okay.
All right. So yeah, let me I just want to have like a girl conversation, unfiltered, and I just want to get somebody else's real feelings. And I know you hold no filters, which is why I was like, Summer, you gotta come. You gotta chat
Yes.
with me.
Yes,
All
you
right.
did it. You did say that. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that people are more in love with the idea of relationships than reality? What do you think about that?
Yes, I absolutely believe that people are more in love with the idea of love or a relationship than the actual work that it takes to put into it. Yes.
What do you think it takes to put into something or relationship or whatever?
It takes time, it takes sacrifice. It actually takes choosing the person that you're with. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, how can you expect the relationship to work if you are iffy about the situation, right?
What
If
do you
you're
mean by
not putting
empathy?
your all, like you're not putting your all into it for whatever reason. You might be scared, you might be nervous, you might have a little shorty on the side somewhere. You understand what I mean? But this person doesn't know it, and they're giving you their all, and you're not giving them your all. And it's like, well, yeah, this is a one-sided relationship. You're just in love with the idea of maybe what I can do for you. Okay, what do I have money? Do I have a nice car? Do I have a nice body? What is it? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
not me that you want. It's something external that I'm showing you because you don't know me. You don't want to get to know me. People don't want to get to know each other nowadays. They don't even want to read anything that is less than 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Less than 15 seconds. It's just like, so love has become a microwave dish instead of a meal that you prepare, and it takes time because you have to put it in the oven and it has to warm up and then it has to cook from the inside out. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
People want microwave relationships where everything is instant and fast. And you know what happens in a microwave, right? The outside looks good, but the inside is cold.
Uncooked, raw. You don't even know
It's
what you're
raw.
getting. Let me
Exactly.
ask
So that's
you.
that's the kind of relationship that you're going to get. You're going to get a relationship that looks good on the outside, but raw on the inside.
Let me ask you. When's the last time you've been in love? Curious,
Oh
because
my
I'm
God.
curious if it even exists anymore. Because I don't think people are in love anymore.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, the last time I was in love was mm, over over 15 years ago.
Is it because they're just not doing it for you anymore? Like, why haven't you
Yeah, because
changed it?
I'm looking for that 90s love in a 2005 time. You know, I'm older. So I know what it's like to have that love. You know,
Mhm.
even though that love, it was sometimes turbulent. Like all relationships have their ups and downs, but you knew that that person was there for you. You knew it. Like you just knew it. Like y'all had each other's backs, you know, like I was so in love, girl, that I would get off of work at 11 o'clock. He would get off work at 1 o'clock. I would come home, shower, get on the train or the bus and meet him at his job and walk home or take the bus home. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I was just so much in love, so much in love. Oh my God. He treated me like a princess until he didn't. Like, it was just a lot.
And you said until he didn't. How long did that take?
Oh God. That took 3 years for the true colors to come out.
Mm. So between then, but that was like whole 15 years ago.
Oh
So
God, yeah.
are you putting up blocks? I'm curious.
Ah, yes, yes, yep. I'm definitely putting up blocks. Absolutely.
Let me ask
Mm-hmm.
you another question. Have you ever caught yourself trying to look happy in a relationship that just wasn't working?
Oh, girl, yes. Throughout my whole 17-year marriage.
Oh, you was married for like 17 years. Was that the
Mm-hmm.
guy? Hold on. Was that the guy you was in love with or no?
No, I was not in love with my husband
How did you get married and not be in love?
because I was 19 and I was pregnant, and his grandmother was a Christian, and you couldn't live in her house unless you were married. So,
Okay. All right, I get it. But you
it
did
was
not love.
definitely no. I did not love my husband. No.
That sucks, y'all.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but he wasn't, even to this day, he doesn't have a relationship. So
Mm.
you understand what I mean? Like, I don't have a relationship because I'm putting up blocks, but he doesn't have a relationship because he hasn't changed. You understand what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm not regretful. I don't feel bad. It's just the fact that I didn't love him. And he knows I didn't love him. We didn't love each other. We were too young to know what love was. We literally had to grow up in a relationship together. And, you know, while I was learning how to be a housewife, he was still being a man. He was still being a young man. He was still 20, 19. You know, he had to go through those times. He didn't miss sowing his oats, so to speak.
Yeah. So let me
But I
ask you
miss. Hmm.
a question. What does sacrificing yourself for a man look like?
Mm.
Curious. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice and what are you not willing to give up? And then I'll answer
Before,
because I know I haven't answered anything. I keep throwing everything at you. You could ask me
oh no,
anything you
no,
want.
it's okay. Before I was willing to sacrifice anything. I would sacrifice sleep, time, money, everything, anything,
What about him
anything.
being with other women?
Oh no, 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 no.
That's
I
where
was
you draw
never
the
a
line.
fan of that.
Mhm,
I don't like to share.
mhm,
I don't want to be shared. So I don't like to share.
mhm.
So no.
Oh yeah,
Mm-mm.
you wait, hold up, hold up. Shout out to the Virgo.
Oh yes, Virgo game. Yes. Yes. I do not like to share. You know what, Virgos, everything that we do is very real and genuine. And
Mhm.
I can't, I can't. Like,
You don't play against it.
I didn't love my husband and I was married to him for 17 years. What is that? That was literally a sacrifice. That was, my children needed to be born. And that's, who the universe wanted my children to be born from. So I had to go through that 17-year bid. I
Oh,
had
as
to
a
be
bid,
in
right?
jail. Yes, for 17 years, going through some of the worst hell, sis, some of the worst things that a
Mhm,
woman could experience with a man who claims to be her husband, to have the ring, to have the title legally, but to be treated like garbage every day.
mhm,
Imagine. That's
mhm,
crazy. So, yeah, I sacrificed my life, my livelihood. I sacrificed my smiles. I sacrificed my singing. I stopped singing for like, girl, I stopped singing for so long. I stopped dressing. I stopped seeing my family. I stopped hanging out with my friends because I just felt so low. I believed him for a minute. I believed that I was nothing
mhm. So let me ask you, why 17 years though?
because I needed to earn the money to get my divorce.
Okay. And he wasn't gonna just give you the divorce. He wasn't gonna
No,
pay for
no,
it.
no, no. I had to save up to get my divorce.
Mhm. Did you
And
have a
I don't know. Hmm?
go ahead. Go ahead.
And I don't know if you remember, but I have 5 kids.
No, I didn't know.
So, I was in a very abusive marriage.
Mhm,
I was um, basically a single mom because he didn't work for the first 10 years of our 17-year marriage.
mhm,
So it was hard. It was very hard, very
mhm,
hard. But no, I don't. As Virgos,
mhm,
if it's not real, I don't want it.
mhm.
And I just didn't want it. I don't want anything now. I'm sad sometimes. I miss a relationship. Yes, of course. I'm a woman. I'm a 100% woman. I miss being held by a man. I miss smelling a man. I miss hearing his voice. I miss knowing that someone is coming home. You understand what I mean? And then when I say home, home, that's what I mean. Home, not
I
I'm
know what
just
you mean.
one station that he's dropping himself off you with. You know what I'm saying? No, home. This is the first and last stop. That's what I want. I can't. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is, girl. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it exists anymore. I don't know.
It's funny you said that.
How come?
Hold on real quick. Let me answer because this guy is going in. DeMarcus
Okay.
says, well, we passed that. We'll come back to that later. Did you see your mother loving your father? Anyway, was your father in your life?
Oh, of course not. And he's absolutely right. If he hit that, yes, no.
Mhm,
See, as a single mom, sometimes you can't help but come from a line of single mothers. So my grandmother was married, but she wound up divorcing my grandfather because of infidelity. My mom never got married.
Mhm.
My aunt, only one of my aunts, and she was married at a very young age. She got married at 15 years old. What?
That's what they
Even,
was doing back then.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What? She was married at 15 years old, and I watched her in domestic violence relationships. So no. And even though, like, my husband and I, we lived together, we had a family unit, he was not present because of his own trauma that he had suffered as a child. So we both came into the relationship broken from our childhood, and we tried to have something and make it work, and it wasn't working because we were both broken. We were literally both broken, and I don't blame him. But as I'm older now, and as we haven't been in any kind of living situation or nothing like that, for a very long time, I can now see him. You know what I mean? I could see him now.
Mhm.
And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because I'm like, Dad, even though I didn't love you and I don't think that he really loved me, I
Mhm.
believe that anything could work if you work it. And we wasted time. We wasted so much time. We wasted so much of our kids' life with the BS, with the violence, with just all the chaos. And I just like, wow, like, really, dog? Like,
Yeah.
and you're still the same. You're still the same way. Like,
I don't think people get help until they want help, you know? So
yes,
it is like that. If they don't want to change, they're not going to change.
they're definitely not
Um,
going to change.
no, because I remember one time I had like a ex, and he just couldn't see nothing wrong with him, and I'm just like, so he's still walking around having empathy, thinking like why I won't go back that way though. And he's just like,
Can't go back.
no, I can't because I already know. It's like I don't want to deal with that shit, and you don't think technically, you know how you could tell somebody don't think nothing's wrong with it, but they just want to know, they want to say the right things, but they really,
Yes,
yeah. So I'm just like, you don't even feel like you did anything wrong or you're nothing's wrong with you, then you're it's the same shit, different thing.
exactly. And that is the whole thing with ego. Like, I have a problem with ego. And it's kind of weird, right? Because you're like, okay, ego, right? Everyone has some kind of ego, right? That's how you develop your personality, your characteristics, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like some people just have this super ego to where they're just like, I am perfect no matter what you say. Like, no matter what anybody says, I'm perfect. And sometimes I find that people who feel like that is because when they were little, they had so much negativity like spread on them that they build up this tolerance. Like, no, no matter what you say, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I don't care what you say. I've heard enough of this BS my whole life. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
And they can lose everything. You can literally watch them lose everything, and it wouldn't never be their fault. It's never going to be their fault. It's always going to be someone else's fault. And each time the fault changes. It's never the same person's fault. It's
Mhm.
always situational, and whoever is the closest.
Let
I
me
don't
ask
understand.
you a question.
Mhm.
Well, let me just because I know I haven't answered. I'm just throwing them at you and stuff like that. What was the last question I just asked you? Did I make a relationship look good? No, usually. So the thing is, my mother, I was always single. And I do see myself going into that whole I remember she used to be like, "I'm comfortable. Nobody can't tolerate me," and stuff like that. And I was just like, I feel like I am probably going that way. Yes. Do I want a home? Yes. And it's so funny because I was speaking to my son the other day. My son is 11 years old.
Mhm.
And he said the saddest thing, made me almost want to cry. I was like, oh my God. I was like, he was like, Mom, are you dating? And I was like, no, not yet. He was like, I was like, why do you want me to date? And he was like, well, yeah, because I want a father. And it's like, you know how you want to give your kids everything, but it's like, oh shit, I can't do that. You know how long
Holy
it takes to
crap.
build, and you know what it would take for me to actually trust somebody around my son? I've been through stuff,
Yes.
so I
And that's
don't
the
trust
thing.
nobody around my kids.
That's the thing. Like in today's world where, especially now, like women are like, no, no, thank you, sir. No, thank you. Like, I'd rather be alone. Women are partying by themselves. You know what I mean? Women don't want,
But
they
that's
don't
not
want,
cool.
no, it's not cool. But in our minds, we've been a society of women who had never felt safe. We've never felt safe. And we're trying to make ourselves feel safe. You know what I mean? So we're having, oh, we go all women party, no man allowed. Maybe the only man allowed will be a bouncer or so, outside of the club or whatever. Women
I
want to
don't
go
know.
places and do things, not because, like me, right?
Yeah,
When I go out and party, I don't push up on guys. I never did.
no,
That's not a Virgo thing. We don't do that.
no, absolutely
Give me
not.
my own little corner and let me just chill in the back.
No,
But
we are like a lot of us, not all, but I know I am. I'm like antisocial. Like I like to be closed off. I do. That is my
yes,
thing.
I don't like that. So, when I was going out to clubs or, trying to meet, it's no, like, it's still, I don't feel safe. I don't feel
Mhm.
safe. I don't want to date. It's hard to even date. It's hard to even say to a man, yes, thank you for this lovely invitation. Because I get a lot of beautiful invitations to go out to eat, go to the movies, go on vacation. And I'm like, do you know what the climate is? Women don't come home. You understand what I mean? From first dates. You know what I mean? Women don't come home from job interviews. Women don't come home.
I live my life, girl. I ain't. I know what you're saying, but at some point, I live my life. Usually, I'll meet them there because it's like it's just like meeting somebody at a bar or a club or at a restaurant and stuff like that. I meet you there. I got my own transportation, and I'm out when I'm out, and then you get to know
Hmm.
them that way. Vacation, though, hell no, you're not going on vacation unless you sleeping with that person. You
Right.
don't
And
go on vacation.
even then, whew. Anyway, that's the syndrome of being a single woman who's been abused, and you're trying to. I'm trying to so
Did you go to
hard.
therapy?
Of course,
Does it work? Does it work?
therapy works if you work it. Of course, if you do what they're asking you to do, yes. If you ask yourself the hard questions, if you do the shadow work, yes. If you put down the blame and start looking at, well, what decisions did you make to do this? And yeah, after a certain age, you got to cut off, you got to have your mind cut off, like from your childhood, things that you that you couldn't control. Cut
Mhm.
that off. And then from the time when you made your first conscious decision as an adult, that's the point that you start from. And then you have to go back and say, well, what decisions did I make to cause my life to be like this? Did I stay too long? Did I not stay long enough? Did I go left when I should have went right? You know what I'm saying? You start to look back and you're like, oh, so now I'm at the point to where, and not to, because I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
trying to be egotistical or anything like that. But when I say this, but it's like,
Look, who
I've
cares?
never, I've never been the reason why a relationship ended. You
Okay.
understand what I mean? Like, everybody who I've ever dated, they wanted to still date me, but I couldn't date them because there was too many things that they crossed off the Virgo list. There was too
Typical
many
Virgo.
things, what I'm saying, that they crossed off. And we have a long fuse, that. We have a very long fuse. And then when they fuse, nah, you gotta go. I can't.
Mhm.
And even now in regular conversations, sometimes when a guy, sometimes it's like I feel you're being too persistent. Why are you being too persistent? Like, why? And I don't get me wrong. I know, because I lived in that era where The 90s love. You were persistent. You did go after your shorty. You did. The
Yeah.
guy, he did show up at your classroom. He did, meet you at the bus stop. He did find out where you live. He did get your phone number. He did call you sometimes without you knowing how he did. He found out who you was. But nowadays, that's kind of creepy. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like,
No, you want them to press, but not too hard. I get it.
not too hard. It's like, what? Okay, I get that you are interested, but wow, slow down. So
Have you
that's
ever
just,
ignored red flags
yep, on purpose. Yep,
on
because the
purpose?
D was good. The D was good, and the red flags just decorated my room. I just used every red flag. I made dresses, I made hats, I made blankets, I made all kinds of things with the red flags. Yes, I kept that red flag for a very long time. Yep,
When
that
did you
D was
know the D
good.
was good?
Huh?
When did you know the D was good and
I
you
knew
you
the
were
D was good the very first day I knew I was in trouble. Now, mind you, this was after the relationship. I dated someone for 10 years
uh-huh.
after the relationship because Virgos, we don't do short term. So long
Mhm.
term, right? I dated him for 10 years. I knew from the very first of all, I knew when I seen him step off the elevator and I seen that truck. Oh, I knew, no, I'm done. I'm done for. I swear to God, I didn't even press him, sis. I didn't even press him the first time I seen him. I was visiting my sister in the hospital. So I was just like, all right, I was looking for something. I seen him. I was like, ooh, felt that. Went back upstairs to my sister's room. Why
What do you
was
mean you
he?
felt that?
I felt like, yeah, this was going to be something. Because the way I looked at him, the way he looked at me, I was like, nah. But I wasn't going to say nothing. I didn't say nothing. I went back up to my sister room. I'm talking to my sister and my aunt, like, oh my God, this shorty, this guy downstairs, he's so sexy. Da, da, da. Why the hell he come in my sister room? Why was he delivering her food and she never told me that this tall, this man? I let him go again. Twice I let him go. Then I was like, nope. Told my aunt to go get him. She got him, and the rest is history. But that red flag, yes,
So
I
what
made.
so what so I want to know when at what point so after you slept with him you knew you was in trouble.
I know actually before, yes, because I know what I like. Right,
Yeah.
visually, I know what I like, and he
Mhm.
was everything that I liked. Oh, Jesus Christ! I can't even think about that boy without getting butterflies. Anyway,
Still?
still to this day, even though I can't stand him because he stole my dog. That's the one who stole my dog.
Mm.
But yes, because that chemistry, girls still get weak in the knees. Can't.
What's his sign?
Capricorn.
Oh, he's the devil.
Yes, a December Capricorn.
Sorry,
Yes.
Capricorns, but I never met a non-toxic Capricorn.
Jesus, girl. Oh my God. But it was good toxic. It was
What do
good
you mean it
toxic.
was different?
Oh wow.
Let me tell you something real quick. So I think it was this guy and it was weird. I don't all right. I realized I was off. I think when I touched him and I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like it was weird and I get it. And that's why you said it was a feeling. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Um, I was in trouble. I knew it, but you know what I did. I pushed him away and stuff like that. But it's hard. I was like, what the hell? And it was hard. No, let me so, but my
Ugh.
homegirl, I had told my homegirl, and when I told her, she was like, "Oh shit, bitch, you in trouble." And she was like, "I already know." She was like, and I was like, "No, no," but I was like, "I'm done." I was like, "It was just that one time I'm done." She was like, "I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm your friend. You'll know when it's done." She was like, "But it's not." She was like, "This is it's so there's a such thing as like I think a sexual soulmate or something like that."
Oh yes, there is.
I had to look
Yes.
it up. I was like, "What
Yes.
the hell is that exactly?" So, it is that same thing, you had one.
Yep.
Um,
I had several.
I only had one.
No, it's several. I've had several because like today, I was today old when I found out that when you sleep with a person, you're actually spiritually married to them for 7 years. So everyone that you've slept with, you're spiritually married to them for 7 years. And that um in a past life, anyone that you slept with in this life, you've slept with in past lives. And the reason why you guys are meeting is because you're trying to fix something that you couldn't fix in the past life. And when I said that, I said, oh my God, it made a whole lot of sense. It made a whole lot of sense, because it's like, why when certain people, when you meet them, you feel this feeling? Why is this feeling so, like, you can't describe it, but you feel it, and you know it's something that you never felt before, and it's like, what? Like, it's sort of kind of like, it feels like, I don't know, like an invisible hand like going through your soul or something. I don't know.
I don't know about all that, but I know like it was weird. It was like I could feel the whole person. I was like, what the hell? So, but I know how to cut cords though. I don't play that. My 7 years, no. I actually am very in tune with myself and stuff like that. However, um, she was like, "Oh, good luck," because she ended up with one of those, and she was like,
Capricorn?
"No, my homegirl. She's no, 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 like a sexual." And I was like, "Well, what do they come for?" She was like,
Oh
"Sometimes
yeah.
it's teach you a lesson." With me, she said it's to soften me up because I'm too hard. Like I don't give a F. Like I lost my ability to, like, I don't want to say care for someone, but it's like I could discard people too quickly, too easily. And everybody think that that's a problem. It's not a problem to
That's
me.
that Virgo thing, because girl, that cutoff game is serious. It
It is.
is. It is.
I know.
And the reason why, and for all the Virgos out there, the reason why we do this, and y'all can agree if y'all are here, is because we are really genuine people. And we don't have time for the BS. We do not have time. And we will give you chance after chance. But if you're not, yes, it's very true that a Virgo can read your mind. We can read your body language. We don't have to say nothing. And
Mhm.
we know what's going on. You cannot lie to us. We're not dumb in that department whatsoever. In no department really. But not in that one. And there's just certain things that we just not going to take, and if you keep playing with us, then you become non-existent in our world, and that's because you put yourself there. You did that. We
Let me
was
ask you,
chilling.
let me ask you a question. Yes, that's
Hmm.
true. I could, but I've also cut people off when I feel too emotional or feel like I will be. I will cut somebody. So but that's a me thing. That's not good.
Well, I have done that before too, because, well, when I did it, I don't know why you did it. Maybe you could let me know why you did it. But the reason why I did it is because there are some men who are very much in tune with everything that they are, and they demand things from you.
Mm,
Sometimes they don't demand it outwardly, they don't have to speak it, but just his presence alone means you got to get your shit together. You have to,
interesting.
you know what I mean, in order to be with this guy. So when I was getting emotional attached to someone, and I realized that as dope as I am, I cannot be what this man wants.
Mhm.
I can't be that. And because I'm such a perfectionist, I'd rather leave this perfect than for me to try to be something that I'm not and fuck it up for life.
Mhm. Okay, that's a lot. That's deep.
Yeah.
So, do you think that you're gonna like get whatever you need together and then start and reevaluate it, maybe try it again?
Yeah, sis, believe me, I have people who I am very fond of. I'm gonna say it like that. I have people that I'm fond of. I like their personality. I like the fact that they've been in my life for more than 3 years, and they've been consistent. It's just that I didn't want to give any mixed signals or whatever. So like I kind of played the back. You know what I mean? I kind of played the back, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, okay, yes, I'm not as available as I can be. I don't want to be as available because I'm still trying to see where you at. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because I've known people that that's why I have a 3 year mark. Like it's crazy and it's messed up, you know, but during that 3 years, you know, we're just dating. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your wife. You can
Mm-hmm.
feel free to sleep with people. I'm not holding you down. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to sleep with people because I don't want to sleep with people. But if you want to sleep with people, you can. But, you know, I'm not holding you down. I don't care about it. You're not going to have my attention until you do something to let me know that you are 100% real. You're not bullshitting. And unfortunately, that means that life got to hit us. Life got to hit us both at the same time. We have to be in a situation to where I need you, you need me. Who's showing up for each other? Are you showing up for me when I need you? In this situation where I don't need your money, I don't need nothing. I just need your time and I need for you to show up. Can you show up for me?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to start. Okay, well, you showed up for me. And it's kind of crazy the words I'm going to say, but I know what I'm trying to say. It's like out of sheer gratitude because you showed up for me in a situation where a lot of people just talked and then you actually did it. Then I will lower, so I will take a brick out of the wall for you. You understand what I mean? I will take a brick out of the wall for you. I won't even pick that brick back up. I'm not gonna
Oh,
pick
you
that brick
mean like
back up.
lower your okay. So you know what? That happened to me before too. I went through like a whole traumatic situation and but I let the wrong person like I let the person and I initially didn't wouldn't go for. And eventually it was so soft that he just he what he it was I was vulnerable. I was meant to meet him though, because he had the same exact phone number as my daughter, except the last number
Oh,
she was 2 and he was 3. Same
oh,
exact
wow.
6 digit straight down. And then so it was crazy. So I was meant to
Hmm.
meet him, and then I guess he was meant to be there when I was going through a lot, and it was a lot. But he was so I guess he lacked empathy, but at the same time, I needed it. I was going through so much that I needed somebody that was just stable. And like it was like, yo, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like my
Hmm.
whole world was falling, but it was like it's not a big deal. And I would literally so I was there for him. I was there because like it'd be nights where I would cry and I just couldn't sleep. He would literally stay there until I went to sleep every freaking night.
You see, and that's a beautiful
And I
thing. Like,
needed it.
gosh, oh, where are the men that do that? Where are they? Where are you guys?
Yeah,
We
there's
need
it's
that.
some. That's why he became my best friend. So there was that
Hmm.
too. But at the end of the day, I had wanted eventually I was soft enough to where I wanted something more. I was like, listen, I can't keep fucking you. Do we gotta figure this out because now I feel away. And that is when he could not show up for me. He could
Yes,
not. And it's not even that. He said yes and he would sabotage. He would be with me all the time. And then like the moment I mentioned the word relationship or something, he would fucking sabotage the shit on purpose. Like that's when
was
he'll
he in a
disappear.
relationship? Did he have someone else on the side?
No,
What was
because
that about?
we were best friends, so I knew everything. But that's the thing with
Okay.
Virgo. We know when you learn somebody, you learn somebody. So you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Like he was 100% fine until he got scared and then he sabotaged. And it was because he thinks that like subconsciously he believes that he's not capable of loving or don't love me or whatever. And that's why when somebody I feel like they're not capable of love, I leave really quick. Why? Because they will hurt you trying to get you to reject them. And
Yes.
I don't ever want to go through that again. So that's
Yeah,
why when
that's
somebody's
crazy.
like, yo, I'm not, if somebody tells me I'm not ready or this and that, I gotta let them go because they will hurt me sabotaging.
Yes.
And that's fine. That's why I said everybody
Trying to
got their
please
it's
you trying to please you and at the same time sabotaging. That's a
No, it's
crazy
sabotage.
state.
They will hurt you trying to get away, trying to
Mm-hmm.
like reject or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And but the thing is, like you said something earlier that it was nice. I maybe it's the idea, but I want a home. Yes, I have a home now, but yes, I think it's complete with a man. And I don't ever say that, but when you said it, I was like, I think I do want it. There's times that I say, um, that I want it. He said, "Sweet Daddy Got You" said, "That's why I'm single to this day." Why are you single to this day? Because I was talking. Why is he single to this day?
I
Because you're
don't know. I can't.
sabotaging it, or the woman is sabotaging. Um, but it would be nice to actually have somebody you trust, and that's the thing. I don't trust that somebody's. I trust that somebody's gonna let me down, and that is messed up.
I trust humans to be humans, which means I will be disappointed now. That's how
Exactly.
I feel, right? I'll be disappointed and I'll be able to still love you through the disappointment because you're human. Like you're not going to be able to show up for me all the time. And sometimes maybe I'm wrong for asking you to, especially if I know that you're going through something or, whatever the case may be, like I'm not a baby, I'm not a brat. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to show up for me 24 hours a day and give me ice cream and rub my booty and tell me I'm pretty. But when I need you, like the reason why, like part of the red flag, right, with the guy I was dating for 10 years, he gave me all of that. Like if I was going through something, all I would have to do is just call him. And he was only like 15 minutes away driving. And I call him and I'd be like, listen, I just need a hug. Can you please come and hug me? And he would come
Mhm.
and hug me. You understand? I mean, just hold me, let me cry on his lap. And I never had a father. I never had a dad to do that with. So to be picked up by a man, to be held, to be carried when I'm crying like a baby, oh, girl. That's why, like, regardless of the fact that, you know, he stole my dog and I don't know where this guy is on the face of the planet. I don't know if he's alive or dead. I don't know anything. I know that regardless of what we've been through, I will always have a love for him because, like, girl, in the 10 years that we was together, you know how many people I lost?
Hold on. I'm not gonna let you keep skating past the fact that he took your dog. Why the hell this ninja took your dog?
I know, right? He took my dog because, first of all, after all of the 10 years, all of the sexuationship that we had, you know, he started talking like he wanted to have a relationship. I'm like, all right, okay. But he doesn't like the fact that I'm a model or a singer or a
Mhm,
photographer or any of that stuff. So he was like, well, if you can stop doing all that for a year, then I'll be with you. I'll give you the title that you're looking for.
mhm,
What? Nigga, we got 10 years. Boy, I'm sorry, sir. We got 10 years in. We
mhm,
got 10 years in. What do you mean? What do you mean? I've given you, girl, I added up the money that I've given that in 10 years.
mhm.
It was over $50,000.
Hold the hell up.
I was working at the hospital, girl, making good money. Okay. I was sitting on a board of two boards at the hospital. I was in the ER. I was making money, girl. I was making money. Yes. And so finally, what happened was I finally stopped bothering him. Okay, well, don't bother me about a title. Don't bother me about a title. We just having sex. We just having. Oh, we are. After 10 years of everything that we went through, you sleeping with me in
That's
my
what he
house.
did to you.
Yeah, I said okay.
Mhm,
So all we have is just the dog. The dog. We're gonna co-parent the dog. All right. Didn't co-parent the dog. I had the dog for 6 months straight.
mhm,
He didn't get the dog groomed like he promised. He would barely have food. And I was just like, this is like a child, like I don't mean to be rude or nothing like that. I can even show you the text messages, girl. Like being really polite and like, okay, the dog, you said that you was gonna do this. We're supposed to be co-parenting. So that means when you say you have a job, I'm not gonna do your job. I'm gonna just do what my job is because we're co-parenting, right?
Mhm.
No, don't tell me you you making me feel like I don't love the dog. I'm not making you feel like nothing, but if we're supposed to be co-parenting, how come you haven't co-parented in 6 months? What's going on? So 3 days before Thanksgiving, he hits me up. I'm finally going to get the dog groomed.
Mhm.
Okay.
What kind of dog was it?
I have a Shih Tzu.
Or how much
A
was it
little
worth?
Shih Tzu. I don't know. He got the dog for me. He got the dog for us. I don't know how much the dog was
So he
worth.
took the dog,
Because
get it
I
groomed.
wasn't. He took the dog, quote unquote. He said he was going to get the dog groomed. It was snowing around that time, if you remember. We had snow around that time. It was snowing that day when he came to pick up the dog. So he was like, I couldn't get the dog groomed because of the weather or whatever. I call him 2 days later. How's the dog? Oh, I'm not bringing the dog back. What? You're
Why?
not bringing the dog back? No. Why you not bringing the dog back? Because I don't want to hear you complain how I'm not taking care of the dog.
And then he stopped talking to you?
Completely.
He stole the
Come,
damn dog.
stole the
Hold on one
dog.
second. We gotta give props to DeMarcus real quick. Thank you.
Marcus.
Thank you for the tip. He says, Amina, who would you put first or prioritize, your son or your husband? Well, I don't have a husband, but it's always going to be my son because he's here first. Summer.
Well, because I was married, I did put my husband before my kids at
Mhm.
some point. Like I had to make sure he was good in order to make sure that my kids was good because he's the provider. You understand what I mean? He's the person that's going out. Well, once he finally did, because I was the provider for the first 10 years, but when he finally started getting the wheels going after all that time in 7 years and he was doing his thing or whatever, he was the provider. So he had to get top priority. Like my kids, let me just put it like this. My kids are not always going to be here. I know that. A man is not always going to be here. I know that too. But because I was in a marriage dynamic and my husband was the head of the house, he had to
Mhm.
get that attention first. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Like that. In other words,
Okay.
he got the big piece of chicken.
Of course, of course. I mean, when it comes to like the eating and stuff like that, but just like in general, but I'm going with my son because I'm not married. And then so if I do have a husband, when we're gonna say when,
When,
um, my son is still was here first, so he's my priority. You know what I mean? Because you never
yes.
know.
And
So
that's very hard. And that's what guys don't understand. Like, they don't understand how hard it is for a single woman to, especially when she has a son. That son, even though he's not older than his mother, even though he's not older than that man, he feels a certain responsibility for his mother because it's just been him and her. You know what I mean? Like, he takes out the trash, right? He does certain things that a man would do. Okay, so when a man comes into the picture and now all of a sudden, either that man is now telling him how to do his job or he's taking you away from your son in a relationship that you guys had. Now it's going to be automatic friction in the house because your son is a man
mhm.
and you're his mother and he's going to protect you. And that man is supposed to be your lover or whatever. He's supposed to protect you too, but not from each other. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like a lot of guys, they get in like, oh my God, like I know this guy personally, that is so mad that this woman's son lives with her that he won't come and see her unless the son is not there.
How old
And
is
I
the
said,
son?
The son is a grown man. He's a
Oh
grown
wow.
man, and this is a grown man, and he doesn't understand the fact that this woman has been raising this man, this young
Oh,
man.
you say grown man, I need an age.
He's 19.
Oh, he's still young.
He's still young, but he's a man in his mind. Like
No, I
that's his
know, but if you was to
mama.
say 25, I'd be like, if you don't get your ass out,
Right. No, he's still
I'll be like
19.
Joey. I'll be like Joey and baby and baby
Right.
boy.
No, first of all, I'm not. You know what's crazy? I would never.
Marcus likes your answer. He said very logical. Summer is spitting facts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just being me. I'm just being me. This is my mindset. Um, but like, when a guy is with a single mom and she has, no matter whether or not she has boy children or female children, the guy must please understand that we everything is about protection of our children, not just their psyche, but their mental, their emotional state. Women are no longer trying to be in relationships where they have a man who's intimidating, where a man is trying to take over, like, because mind you, that's her spot. That's
Mhm.
not his spot. That's her spot. You know what I mean? You can't come there and expect to put your feet on her coffee table with your shoes on if you don't pay rent, there, if you haven't bought groceries there, if you haven't unclogged the toilet there. But that son does that. You understand
Mhm.
what I mean? That son
Oh, what
carries
about
his.
I was gonna say, what about men that what they want to be treated like a man, but they don't treat you like a woman, then that's what it sounds like.
Yes. And I don't understand what that is. I don't even understand, like, quote unquote, a real man or a real woman is. Like, until we get, like, Terminator body parts, until I have a metal arm or a plastic foot or some stuff like that, and it's completely biotic, and we're real. It's just the
Mhm.
fact of the standards that people have are low now. Even men don't want to hold themselves accountable to the expectations of their fathers and their fathers before them. They don't want to do that. That's a lot for them. Imagine a man nowadays not complaining how most of the guys did back in the day. You got a wife at home, you got kids at home, you getting up at 4:30 in the morning, you working 16 hours a day, you come home, but mind you, you got a hot meal ready for you because the wife wasn't playing. You got a hot meal. Your kids is all taken care of. She's taking care of the house for you. All you have to do is come home, lay down, go to sleep, wake up, and do that stuff again.
Mhm.
Who's doing that now? No one wants to do that. No one wants to sacrifice that. But you want a
I
man to
mean,
sacrifice for you, though. You know what I
I
mean?
think
You
I
want the.
think we don't see it on social media. I think people are watching outside, but I do think that there are real men out there that hold on real quick, because Sweet Daddy got you. We're not gonna get away from that real quick. Because I remember he said something. He said he doesn't want to be involved, so he pushed people away when they get too close.
That
That
makes
was a
sense.
very real thing.
That,
OT says
but how come you
sabotage
don't want to be? But
is in the
how come you
building.
don't want to be involved? Is because you've been hurt before?
That's what I want to know. I'm like, hold up. I want to get to the root of this. Yeah, why and how do you go about pushing them away? That's what I want to know too. Because like people do things and you don't realize sometimes you think it's you or whatever, but they are really trying to push you away. Like me, no, I'm upfront about it. But like I know what my ex, he would sabotage it and it would hurt. And it was like, yo, I'm done. Like one day I walked away completely and I was done. And that was it. Like it was no more.
Hmm.
I couldn't even like I didn't have it no more. I was done.
And the thing is, I'm kind of happy, right, that we're in this age that we are right now, because regardless of if you want to be aware of yourself and your surroundings anymore. You're being forced to be aware of yourself and your surroundings. You're being confronted by how you treat people. People are being confronted about how you treat them, and stuff like that. And it's like men and women. That's all we have on this planet. It's just men and women. It's just like you got a socket and you got something to plug into the socket. It works. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It works. Like, you have to plug in to someone. You have to plug in. You can't be afraid to plug in, because we are literally living electrical currents, right? I'm an electrical current. The fact that you and I met, and the fact that I'm on your show right now, right, is because there was a currency, there was some kind of electricity between us that your system agreed with, my system agreed with, and you carried that charge with you. I carried this charge with me. Now, when we are, and believe me, that's, I'm saying this because I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I cut off somebody, or every time I fall back from somebody, I am removing myself further away from a source that could make me shine brighter.
Mm-hmm.
He said, TikTok women prioritize their son. He said that was a question. You
Yeah,
see
he
the
got that question
question?
for TikTok. Yeah, no, I hear you. But
Okay.
yeah,
Um,
that's what I believe. I believe people. But the thing is, I believe people attract people for a certain reason. So that's why sometimes, even when I end up with a person that is like, how the hell did I end up with this person? Is something in me was attracted to it. Like, whether I'm attracted to mentally unavailable men, that could be
mm-hmm.
a thing. So I had to do, because I've done my shadow work where I go within and be like, yo, why was I attracted to this MF to begin with? And originally I wasn't attracted to that person, but like I said, he was there. I needed certain things, and then I guess I was supposed to say goodbye, and that's fine. But even like, do I
But how do
attract?
you know? But how do you know when to say goodbye? How do you know who is a lesson and who isn't? You know what I mean? Because like, a lot of times it just seems like we've been learning lessons in love. We haven't actually won the prize yet. You know what I mean? From love, we've just been learning lessons, what not to do, and what to expect. But where is that love, that lasting love that we all are striving for? You know what I mean? Like, where is that one person for me, and that one person for you, and that one person for Demarcus, and that one person for whoever is on this live right now?
The
If
thing
you
is,
don't
they got to
already
be
have
healed
that
too.
person.
They got to be
Huh?
healed too, and they got to be healed too. Like, y'all both got to be healed, or work willing to work towards being healed. If not, it's not
Mhm.
gonna work. And I just
But what does
I'm
healing look like? Healing is different for a lot of people. Like, for me, I didn't even realize just how damaged I was until I started healing. And then when I started healing, I realized that I had to cut off practically everybody, because everyone played a role in my pain. Not that I was placing the blame, but I realized, yeah, a lot of you guys did hurt me. Like, you guys didn't hurt me, like as much as this person did, but each one of you guys played a role into my pain. So I can't, during my healing process, I had to cut my mom off, my sister, I had to cut everyone off. Like, I had to literally go into an isolation and just be alone.
mm-hmm,
And that was the hardest thing I had to do, is just be alone and let time and experience and all those hard lessons just fall on me like a ton of bricks. And then once they fell, I started building the fortress around my heart with those same bricks. And now those bricks have done a great job at keeping people out, but
mm-hmm.
it's also done a great job of keeping me in. And I haven't been able to breathe. I haven't been able to see the sunlight, so to speak, of love. You know what I mean? And I need to take down, I need to put an opening in this castle, in this fortress that I built around myself, just so I could get out sometimes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. You closed off. So it's like you don't want love then. You
I
can't get it
do.
unless
I
you
want it. I
then you
do.
gotta
There's
break the
really
wall.
there's people that I have these conversations with, right? Like there's this guy in England, right? Him and I, we've been talking now for about a year or so. And he's a Virgo. I've never dated a Virgo. So we're technically
Ooh.
not dating, but we're getting to know each other. And I like his vibe. I like him. Like I would love to be. I wish every day that I could teleport and be there with him. Like I want to know what he smells like. I want to know what it's like to come home. I want to wake up with him in the morning. I want to shower with him. I want to eat with him. I want him to run his fingers through my hair. I want him to give me piggyback rides. You know what I mean? I want to do all that stuff. I want to wear matching outfits and all that kind of stuff for him. I do.
Oh my
But
God, that is the 90s.
yeah, I do,
I can't
right?
do matching outfits, but
But
I get it.
it's like, first of all, you're way over there across the water. And how ironic is that? I couldn't find anyone here in the United States to match my vibe. Someone from way across the ocean, you know, has we're on the same frequency. That's crazy.
And you say he's a
That's
Virgo.
crazy.
That's weird.
He's, he's a Virgo.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Let
And
me
I'm
ask
like,
you, Sweet Daddy says, I'm pretty much focused on raising my little one, which is his priority. I made space for someone who didn't deserve it for years. Lesson learned. Okay, so
I
he
agree
wasted,
with
it seemed
that.
like he wasted his time.
I agree with that. And you know how hard that is for a man to let a woman in, and she's a nut job, and you got babies around this nutso person, whatever she's doing, stressing you out, whatever. Oh God, no, I can't, I cannot. That's the worst
So
thing to me.
in order to let somebody in, you're gonna have to break the walls down, unless you don't want.
Oh yeah, girl, I'm breaking the walls down little bit by little bit, but just like today, I had to I had to be like, no, like, people, they want to come and spend time with me and try to get to know me. And then they hit me with oh, Summer, you gotta learn how to trust people. You gotta let your guard
Oh,
down.
that's what he said.
Yeah, but the
I
fact
was
that you're
told that.
telling me I need to put my guard down is why I'm
No, no,
not with
I had
you.
somebody that used to play fucking therapist, and
Mm-hmm.
he I nah, I think he was full of it. I'm sure he was full of it. Like, you know how you know? I'm like, this ninja here. I was like,
Yeah.
don't work on me.
I just don't know what it is. Like, I know that everyone is looking for love. Everyone wants love. Everyone needs it. You need it to live. I don't think that there's anything on this planet that lives without love. Like even the love of the earth for the sky, and water for a tree, or the bees and the bird, whatever. There's a love. There's a harmony, that it's a natural harmony that's in the world. And it used to be a rhythm that people had, and you would find someone, and even if that person didn't work, it wasn't nasty like how it is nowadays. The breakups wasn't nasty, like, what I mean. You would meet someone, it didn't work out, it doesn't work out, I'm sorry, what I'm saying, whatever. And it wasn't nasty, it wasn't petty. Now today, you could get killed for that. Like, what?
If you're in love with somebody, it's gonna be nasty. Demarcus says, have y'all ever been attracted to men who were raised by their mother and father in their lives? I'll let you
Yes.
go first, and then I'll tell mine.
Yes, I have.
Was it
um
good, or how was he?
it's a difference.
Mm.
Good. mm, he was spoiled because he had both parents. He was very privileged in his mind because he had both parents. um I didn't have both parents, I just had a single mom. So, he had the benefit of having a good relationship with both of his parents. He actually came from money, like he was very well off and everything like that. But he was arrogant. Like, his parents were lawyers, and he was he was a he would have been perfect. He would have been so perfect, but he just was like better. He felt like he was better than me because he had both parents, and sometimes he would say it, like, you don't even know what it's like to have a dad in your life.
Oh,
You
so
don't
then
even
he
know.
would be like, "So you don't understand what I'm trying to do here," and all of this
Yes,
stuff. So
you know what
anytime
I
you didn't
mean?
understand or you disagreed with him, he would pull the card out.
Yes, and mind you, in a lot of cases that is very true,
Mhm.
because if a woman, if a girl, little girl into a woman, if she's not used to having that male figure in her home, that masculine energy in her home, hearing that male voice, hearing that tone, that men have, even when he is raising his voice. We don't know what that is. Most of us who came from a single parent home, we don't know what that is from our fathers. We've only heard raised voices from the men that are in our mothers' lives. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. I
They're
mean,
not our
so
fathers.
I was gonna say I dated a guy who had his mother and father in his life. The worst guy I ever dated in my whole entire fucking life. He made my life hell. Why? Because he grew up in a fucking toxic environment. I
Mm,
think it might have been abuse going on. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was. So it was funny because somebody was watching one day, and I never paid. He would start an argument, and he needed. He was comfortable in an argumentative environment. He needed that, and I'm not a person that argues. I'm like, I'll just like me now. You'll never catch me arguing. I'll just be like, I'm
mm-hmm,
done. Like
mm-hmm.
I'm always low, whatever. But he was in his element, so I used to be like, "Oh, you need a man and a woman, and you got to come from this." But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm thinking and I'm watching and I'm learning. I think if we all got nobody's perfect, so we all got stuff with us. So the thing is, if they're willing to work on themselves, then I'm willing to work with them. And I'm not going to sit here and judge because you came from a two-family household or whatever, because I've seen a lot of men that came from single family households and they got married and stuff like that. So I'm going to say I'm willing to work if they are.
Perception is a heck of a thing, man. I tell you that. Perception is a very, very weird thing because, I've known people who grew up in two-parent households. Yes, one could be very toxic, the other can seem to be very loving. The person from the toxic relationship comes out with a better heart sometimes. You know what I mean? They have a better sense of what they want in love because they never seen it, as opposed to this person over here that may have had the quote unquote perfect life, but was it real? You
Yeah.
understand what I mean? And it's like, damn, you have to love can be very beautiful. Like, I don't believe that love needs to be harmful. I don't believe so. I've been in love in situations where, I've gone years with a person. We didn't have any arguments or nothing. It was just like we fell into each other. We were just perfect for each other. The rhythm, the harmony was good. And when we separated, it was just as easy, just as fluid. It was just, you know what I'm saying? And I don't,
Yeah.
so it's really all about what do you take from it? Me and my sister and my brother, we grew up in the same house. My sister, who is the middle child, she feels as though she had the worst childhood in her life. I was the only child that was abused by my mother,
Mhm.
physically, mentally, and all that. My brother was the boy child, my mother's only child. So he was, spoiled.
Her only son, yeah.
Sis, they live with my mother to this day. I'm
Mhm.
the only one that lives on my own.
Mhm.
But they don't know what it's like to be on their own, to be independent. They've always been around my mom.
How old are they?
They're in their 30s, 40s. They're,
Oh, wow.
yes,
And I heard
yeah.
women couldn't live together.
Well, they can't. It's not a successful living environment. Believe me, it's not a successful living environment, but they're there. They're there.
Mhm.
And I don't agree with that. I do believe that women can live together because
Mhm.
I've lived with women. You understand what I mean? And it just all depends on the rhythm. Like I've worked with women who I can't work with. There was women that I have worked with that literally every day, sis. When I was working at the hospital, I would tell at least 5 women, meet me 100 feet from the hospital, and then we could settle this. We don't have to worry about getting fired. Don't call the cops. Let's just do whatever we got to do.
Mhm.
But it's the fact that
You're so funny though. You said don't call the cops.
because like why you already know how Virgos are. Why you going to talk mess? Don't talk mess. Don't
Mhm.
talk mess. Because then when I press you about it, that means I'm serious. That means
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've done talking already. Like when I tell you to meet me outside the hospital,
Yeah, I'm not talking. Yeah, yeah.
that means that I realize that I could lose my job for
It was
this.
calculated. Virgos are very calculated. I'm mutually away from my
I don't
job.
care
I
if
already,
I right.
yeah, we're very calculated.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that.
But I
But like
definitely want to beat your ass. You got it coming. You earned it. You earned it today.
you earned it. You know what I'm saying? But now, you can't do stuff like that because you realize people push your buttons on purpose. People want to see you fall. People come from messed up households. People hurting people hurt people. All these stupid excuses. And I say stupid because there's so much help in the world. There's so much therapy. There's so many ways. There's so many self-help books. There's so many people creating content to help people. There's so many podcasts that you can sit down and listen to any podcast and get some words of wisdom. You can get some nuggets. You can get some guidance somewhere. There's no
um,
excuse.
no, I hear you. Sorry. Sometimes I do that because I jump around to like spice it up. I have like
Yes.
ADHD, so sometimes I can tell when it's like so. Sorry, I'm not
No,
like
it's
being
fine.
rude or anything, but I know like I'm just like okay.
No, go ahead,
Okay.
boo.
But DeMarcus did say, and I wanted you to hear, he said, Summer, I found my wife from Jamaica and I'm from Virginia. So he truly understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like when you I don't know, like some people did people go the greatest love stories that we've ever told, right? Was like how people against all odds they went and they found this person out of all the million people and they just kept showing up. They just kept choosing that person regardless of the weather, regardless of the distance, regardless of the financial. They just kept choosing that person. And
Hmm.
that's beautiful. Like I'm so happy that you found your wife. That's beautiful. Like yeah, girl, I'm in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't not trying to say today is not nothing good in New York, but it's a big apple. And that apple's kind of rotten. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of worms out here.
See,
I
I
need some
know a lot
healthy
of good
apples.
guys. So I really don't say that only because I do know a lot of good guys. I ain't gonna lie.
Hmm.
Um, damn.
But what
Um,
makes them good and what makes other guys not good?
what makes them good? Well, the guy I know, he's a stand-up guy, always takes responsibility, accountability, and he just, he's a stand-up guy, responsibility, accountability, what else is there? Loyalty.
But is he like that in his relationship or just like that to his friends?
He was like that in his relationship. He was like that to my knowledge, because you never know what people
Hmm.
do in secret. So to my knowledge, he was like that.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. I do, and don't get me wrong, sis. I know a lot of guys too, but I only know them as nice guys because I'm not in a relationship with you. I
And then I
don't know
know
who you
guys
are.
that we'll be hanging out and like it'll be all of us there, like co-workers at the end of the workday, and he'd be like, he don't put himself in situations. Next thing you know, he be gone. And I really admire those people. They be like,
Oh
listen,
yes.
I'm not putting
Oh
myself in any
yes.
situation. I'm out. You turn around, gone.
I love that. I love that. I
Yeah.
love men and women who do that. I love men and women who choose their partner. That's all it is a choice. Every day that people go out there and they choose not to choose their partner and they choose to, be with somebody else. And mind you, cheating is very expensive. Cheating is very
So
expensive.
I've
That
been
lie is
told.
very expensive. You know, so you out there and you doing this stuff, you're not choosing the person like you're choosing everybody else. That's beautiful when you choose that person. Like, gosh, choose that person. Be willing to the same the same effort that you put into when you meet that person and the courting you got to do the same thing. You got to always choose that person. Like, the guy who's in my life, he's my best friend. He's everything to me. He's my father. He's my brother. He's my best friend. You know, he's everything. You have to be everything. You have to be. You cannot, because the minute, and not to put any kind of pressure on people, like to be someone's everything. But like for me, I know when a person is my everything. I'm not going to tell you that you're my everything. You're just going to know that you're my everything, because I don't want to be like, okay, well, you're my everything because you do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now I'm putting a condition on why it is that I love you. No, no, because if you can't do those things one day, will I not love you? Will I not? No, I'm going to love you regardless because you already did those things. You understand what I mean? You already did those things.
Yeah.
You don't have to show up anymore when you don't have to show up. When you can't show up, you don't have to show up. You can
That's,
rest, boo. I'm not going to leave you because you didn't buy me flowers every day. Why would you want to buy me flowers every day? You know what I'm saying? We got a house full of flowers right now. That set is dying. That set is dying. Can we just chill? We don't have to have flowers. You could buy me a plant. You can buy me one plant. Let's just plant the plant. Let's just let that plant be forever. That plant can grow into a bush. Buy me a tree. Let's just grow a tree. Something like, you don't have to always have the perception that just because this person is not doing this for me, that they're not for you. Of course, they're for you.
well, that's other people's expectations. Like in your heart or something, if somebody's for you, or um, you know, but yeah.
Well, for me, I don't have any expectations. I've never had any expectations, and that I never thought that a person would be like, why don't you
When you
expect
say you don't
anything
have any
from me?
expectations, I need you to
I don't have
clarify
any
that.
expectations. I don't have any expectations. I don't expect for you to do anything that you are not capable of doing. Meaning, like, okay, if a man and I get together, right? Do I expect for him to what? Pay my rent? No. Do I expect for him to take me out and buy me expensive meals just because he's a man? No.
What about
Do
take
I?
you out?
Yeah, take me out. Yes, but you don't. I mean, I'm a simple girl. We don't. First of all, I don't like going out to restaurants anyway because I've worked in fast food restaurants and
I don't want to hear it.
exclusive
You're not gonna
restaurant.
mess me
Girl,
up.
I
Don't
know,
do it. That's my
but I'd
thing.
rather. Let me just say, I'd rather have a home cooked meal. But you know what I mean? Like, did you not see that Instagram thing with that girl? The guy now. Oh, that kind of had me
You're
cringy
gonna mess
on
me
both
up.
sides, right? But the guy, he met this girl. He spent $400 on her meal. He was like, "Will you be my girlfriend?" on the plate
And
with
what happened?
chocolate. You know what I'm saying? All this kind of stuff. And he's like, "Well, because I made it official, I gave you a title, so you're not going to go back to my place and sleep with me." First of all, if men don't want women to think that they're just with them, or if men don't want women to use them for money, then don't tell us that you have money.
Oh yeah, they do
Real people
that.
don't care. Real, and I'm not going to say real women, but real human beings, real spiritual beings don't care about your money. We don't care about your status because we understand that that can go. We don't really
What?
care about your looks. We don't care about any of that outside stuff. We care about who you are as a person, because isn't the whole point of being in a relationship, right? And having that relationship work is to grow old with that person, right? is to be with someone so much to where you remember when. I remember when we used to get it in every day, 5 times a day. Now y'all just hold each other and y'all are happy. I remember when you used to have 6 packs. Now you got a gut. Okay, I still love you though. Now my breasts used to be all perky. Now they sagging down to my knees. Okay, do you still love me though? Are we still together? That's the forever that I'm talking about.
You think that
People,
exists?
yes, people think that forever is okay. You're gonna be young forever. No, you're not gonna have that body forever. You think you're gonna have that car forever? You think you're gonna have that house that you think all that money that you made is gonna be around forever? How are you ever going to be tested? How are you going to know that this person is real? There's going to be a time when y'all going to have to not have lights, and not because no one paid the bill, right? Both of you guys are responsible. But let's just say one day you have a blackout. Let's just say one day there is no lights and you don't have lights for a week. You remember how many people found out who they was dating during that time we was all on that lockdown? You know
Mhm.
how many relationships broke up because I'm dating you right now. I have thought maybe I want to move in with you. I don't know. We're cutesy though right now, but now I'm stuck with you, and now I
Wow.
can't stand you. I can't stand you now. I can't stand you. That's how you live? No.
I heard COVID broke up a lot of homes.
Oh my God. It broke up a lot. It broke up so
That's what it
much.
was. People realized, you know what? I can't stand you.
Right. Like
The market,
without
but
that.
that's what you never know a person until you move in with them, though.
But girl, but why do we need all these distractions? That's how you know, like when love is real, right? When I was in a relationship, that was like the love, when I was in love, when I fell in love, the first question you asked me, when I was in that relationship, I didn't watch television. We had a TV, we didn't watch
I don't
TV.
watch TV now.
We would talk all day long. We were just all over each other. We was outside. We was doing little cute things. We was not just, you understand what I'm saying? It was more things to do. There was more love. When love is real, like it's like being a child going outside in a meadow full of the most beautiful flowers and butterflies. And all you want to do is just run around and frolic and lay in the grass and just be lazy and have the butterfly land on your nose. And that's what love is supposed to feel like.
I don't
What
know.
does materialistic stuff have anything to do with it?
It doesn't. But it can like I like to be so okay. This is what my mother taught me. And I don't like a lot of things about my mother, but I do like this one concept. She would say, have the guy treat you, take you out and stuff like that. But it's because they put effort into, and I've watched it over and over again. So guys do like to chase or whatever, but they have to put effort into dating you, I believe. So they
Yes.
do have to take you out and do certain things. And it really what it is they're putting in the extra overtime or whatever they need from their job or being creative to try to get
But the thing
something so
is,
that you can
is
go out.
why
It's like
is
an
it that
effort.
it's always the guy though? Why does the guy have to prove that by taking the girl out? How come you just can't prove it by just showing up? You understand what I'm saying? Like back in the day, right? And I hate to say it because a lot of people don't know what back in the day love was like. But it was like you didn't really have, like, you had a job, right? Most of us wasn't really paying rent like that. We were still living with our parents or just learning, maybe had our first apartment, but rent wasn't sky high like it was. My first apartment, my rent was only $600 for a 3 bedroom. My very first apartment, $600 a month for a 3 bedroom. What? That's part time at McDonald's back in the day. You could live
Mhm.
that. No, it's not going to matter anyway. Like, okay, you're going to take me out and do what? The whole point is one day we go from dating to living. You understand what I mean? We go from being boyfriend and girlfriend to being, you could, whether or not you want to say husband or wife, but more to each other. Now we're living under the same roof. Now it's, you can't impress me. I see what you I woke up with you in the morning. I smelt your breath. I seen the eye boogers. Like, I know what your poop smells like. You don't know what my smells like. There is no, what does materialistic thing have to do with anything at this point
I'm
in
not
time?
saying that, but what I'm saying is I've seen guys that don't have to take a woman out, and then I've seen them turn around and take another woman out somewhere else. And the woman is like, I've seen it a million times. It happens all the time. If they don't have to do nothing for you, they won't, but they will put the effort in somewhere else.
Effort or money?
Effort, money, time. If they know they got to work hard, they will. I've seen them work hard for my sister. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's what you mean. Okay.
Yes, if you
Now,
don't make somebody work, then they won't, and they'll do it to the next person. They like to go after somebody that has like a certain standard, and so they just do.
I
I
agree with
believe it.
that
I've seen it a million
to a
times. I've seen
certain
them do it.
point. I agree with that to a certain point. But why? You know what I mean? Like,
You got
I
they got.
believe,
I
okay,
believe
I
they have
believe
to
that I'm a
work.
prize, right? I believe that I'm a prize. I believe that I'm a good catch, right? But I don't particularly want a guy spending his whole paycheck on me. Like,
I
bro,
never said whole. I said making effort. It's a certain
yes,
time and energy that you put in. Like I just want you to make the effort, even if it's not, like I'm not trying to break nobody's pockets, but I want to see you work. I want to see you put in effort.
yes, I agree. But what does the woman do?
What do you mean?
Like, as women, what do we do? Because as the same time that the man is looking for someone who's compatible, we're looking for someone who's compatible, and we have to be that compatible person. So, like, okay, a guy, he wants to take you out, right? So do you let him constantly take you out, or do you take him out? Do you spend money on him? Because he wants to know that you're going to show up for him too. Like, on his
Yes,
anniversary or his
eventually.
birthday, are you going to go out there and see? That's what I'm saying. You said eventually, right?
Not in the
That's
beginning, because
the
they're
girl.
courting. You don't like in the beginning, it's like, okay, what do you, because that's what it is. You make it too easy. Oh, okay, fuck it. Put my shit in my pocket. And then they out with Betty and Sue and stuff like that. But like, yeah,
But
eventually, like you go out, it's like, all right, I've been on 3 dates or whatever. Let me take him out here or something like that. I'm okay with that. And even so, you still have to attempt to leave a tip.
okay,
Oh, I know the rules.
okay, I don't know the rules. I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know
certain
any
rules.
rules about dating. I don't even know that it was supposed to be anything. I just go with the vibes, and I know because I feel like I've been here before, like, as far as being reincarnated on this earth. I know I have, but it's kind of like, uh, all right, I've been rich, I've been poor, I've been warm, I've been cold, I've been hungry, I've been starving. But the one thing that I've always longed for is love. I've had money. I've had people treat me nice, but they didn't love
Okay.
me. I've had guys buy stuff and treat me nice. Girl,
But still, it takes time, but you still gotta get to know each other and stuff like that, and it might not be for you. Like, for example,
yes,
there was a guy, my mother was like, I remember I was terrified. I never asked anybody for anything, and I was like, because I used to be like that, which I am still like that somewhat to a degree. So I went and bought a new couch. My mother was like, "Listen, he comes to your house, he does all of this stuff, and he's sitting on your couch. Make him buy your couch." And I was like, "No, no, no, I can't." Mind you, that wasn't my man. That was somebody I really cared for, but I was too shy to say, "I want you to be my man," right? So, my mother was like, I think that couch only cost I think it was like $900. So she was like, ask him to pay for it. She was like, how much you paid for it? I was like 900. All right, tell him it cost 1800. So I don't know how she knew this, but it was fucking rocket science. So I told him, I was like, I got a couch. Could you help me with the couch? And I did. And he was like, "How much is it?" I was like, "It costs 1,800." He said, "I'll give you 900." Like my mother knew, and I was like, "How the f- did she know that mess?"
Because a
And
man will never give you what you want. He'll give you half,
he give you half.
or what you want, or what he thinks that you should have. He'll never give you the whole.
It's
Hmm.
crazy that she knew the number for me to tell him, and he actually did the number, and that was the number of what the couch cost.
Hmm.
However, after that, he started being way more kind to me, and it was weird, and he wanted to date me, and then my mother said, "Because a man follows their money. If they put time, effort, and money in you, they're going to be around, but if they don't have to work or do anything to you," and that's where the concept is, date or whatever, because they stand behind where they put their money, because they don't wanna feel used either, so if they feel like they worked, they stand there, and it's psychological, even if you don't really even want it, it's just it is what it is. They act better when they put an effort to it.
You know what's crazy? I would say yes, and then I would say no, because there was a guy that I was dating, and this was
Mhm.
like a fairy tale thing, right? I was literally like talking to the universe, and I was like, universe, I want real love, and da 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 da. I did, girl. The next day he came. Like the guy, he was single. He came to me. He was like, I have a house, an apartment. He's like, I live there alone. If you come tomorrow or let me drop off the key to you, I'll give you the spare key. Girl, he did. I had a whole apartment. That's what I'm talking about. Like a man, he was like, I want you in my life. I'm here. This kid's the apartment here. This is your apartment. Boom. What?
You just met
Ninja.
him?
What ninja? Yes. I just met him.
That's what
But
happened to Lisa Left Eye Lopez, but okay.
we had a
It was
connection,
crazy.
and I was just like, what? He took care of me. He took care of me, sis. But he was cheating. I lived
Oh,
in this
yeah, yeah.
beautiful apartment. I lived in this beautiful apartment. Yeah, he followed his money all right. He made sure that I had everything that I needed to keep me distracted from the fact that he was cheating on me. Well, not one woman, but several women. And that's why, to me, like a man who is constantly showing up with gifts, like, okay, you don't understand the concept of love then. Like,
Mhm.
you don't have to prove anything. Love is just is.
Mhm.
Like, because love is going to be there regardless. Like, yes, starting out is fun, it's nice, but so you like, I don't understand, like, even like men and women, right? But men, so to speak, like women expect men to always come out their pocket, right? But most of the time, women just want to see if the man is willing to come out his pocket. They don't really want to be with him. They want, are you the kind of guy that's going to give me my money? Give me money? Are you the kind of guy that is going to be so smitten by my body shape or the size of my booty or what that mouth do or whatever the case may be, that you're just going to willy nilly just give me all of your money? No, sir, invest that money. Please do not give me all your money, because I'm going to invest it. I'm going to make sure that we have something to fall back on. I'm not going to buy wigs and go out there and spend lobster and all that. No, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to flip it. Because why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What is the
That's the
point?
what you gotta understand, at some point, that's the way he is, so if you don't, he's definitely gonna give it to somebody else. Just as quick as he was gonna give it to you, he's giving it to somebody else.
Yes, but he will respect me more, that I didn't expect that from him. Like most guys, they just feel like they're slaves. Like, okay, well, a woman doesn't want me unless I'm working, providing, and slinging penis. I
No,
have to do
if
all of
they
these
but if they
things.
used to giving, they're gonna give. They're a giver.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that guy, he was a giver. He just gave. He
Yes,
was a giver.
and
He
if you
gave me.
didn't take, they look for the next person to give to. It is fine.
Yeah, but I mean, Liz, at this point in time, you know, and he still calls me too every once in a while. His brother still calls me, his mom still call me, and I think that's beautiful. But like, no, he doesn't understand the fact of, like, I only got caught 3 times. That's not enough. Like, you can't forgive me. Only got caught 3 times.
Yeah, well, he that's why I said he just lacks. the connection. That's why I said if somebody doesn't think they're doing anything wrong, they're never going to change that.
Right.
That's
But he
fine.
was a provider. He
But that
provided. He provided. He was a great provider. Every week I had his paycheck every week.
well, he's not a good man. I mean,
Wasn't a good man, but he was a great provider. But see, that's what I'm saying. Women, they get caught up. Okay, well, he's spending on me, girl. Oh, he's spending on me. What I mean? That just
yeah,
means he's
no.
not
With
ready to do it.
me, if it's a spending, it's because it's more so it's an effort thing. It's I want to see the effort. That's so
Yes.
different.
To me, like I said, girl, I'm still in the 90s. That's my problem. That's my problem, sis. That's my problem. My problem is not nobody else. My problem is the fact that I'm stuck in the 90s and I want that kind of love. The problem is that like I said, you can make the effort, but the effort doesn't have to come with a price tag. Like if I want flowers, you don't have to go out there and order me like on a special occasion, right? I love gardenias. I love gardenias. But I don't need gardenias every day because then they stop being special. Give me my gardenias on a day randomly, not even on my birthday, not for my anniversary where I'll be expecting it. Do it once a year. Once a year where it matters, where it means something. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want flowers every day. I don't want, you know, to go out to eat every day. Can you cook? Let's cook a meal. Can we cook? Can we
I
go out
get it.
there?
You don't
You know what I
want
mean?
nobody to spend money on you.
No, no, I do, but not in that sense. Like, okay, when we're spending money on each other, especially if we're not in a relationship, if we're just dating, what are we spending money on? Because when a man spends money on a woman when he's dating, he expects something from her. He does not never really expect not anything, even in the back of his mind. I didn't ask her for the first time. I didn't ask her the second or third time. But eventually, I'm going to calculate the money, and she gonna have to give up something. She got to give up something.
Listen, if they spending $400 for a meal, I mean, I would say then you might as well just go and get a short thing. Go get a prostitute and call it a day.
Yeah,
That's an
but
exchange, but I'm not going out for an exchange. I'm going out to get to know a person or whatever. I just want to make sure that they put in like effort in. Like I said, I don't need like and me to be honest, I like little restaurants, like like little Italian restaurants and stuff like that. They're really not that expensive. It's not an Applebee's, absolutely not. But it's not even that high of pricing. It's just like little quaint spaces and spots and stuff like that.
yes,
Um,
but that's also just the fact of just girls, and we just like pretty things, and we just want to
I
feel
do.
special. You know what I mean? And that's
I like to
great.
eat by the water outside. I like to relax.
Yes, you see
I
what
like
I'm
to have a
saying?
glass of wine, but I like to feel safe. I like to feel protected. But everybody does, right?
Yes, but take a woman like me, right? Who didn't have a father, who grew up a single mother. And mind you, my mother, when she was younger, she was in a gang. So my mom definitely was tough. My mom
Mhm.
was definitely a tough one. So I grew up like, mm, I'm not impressed by a lot of things. I'm impressed by the things that money can't buy. Money is easy. You could, all you have to do is work for that money. And then if you want to throw it away and give it away, fine. If you want to spend it on me, fine. But there is no expectation, the fact that you spent your money on me. I can't give you back the amount of money that you spent on me in time um, or I, I, I don't even know if we could say this or not, but
You can say it at this point.
I can't pay in punani bucks. I can't pay you in punani bucks. I can't pay you back with my punani. I can't do that. You understand what I
Now,
mean?
if
Because
he, but if he, is he asking for that?
no, no, no. But most men do when they spend money on a woman. They're looking for that. They're looking for that. They
I don't
don't. They
look
don't.
at it like
You
that.
ever notice? You ever notice this? That the argument, right? The argument when guys and girls have this argument. I took a girl out. I expect that my money at the end of the night that I get something, right?
Mhm.
That's crazy, right? That's a crazy
Again,
concept.
that's prostitution.
But
That's
there are females who do the same thing. There are females who go out there and who spend money on a guy, and it's the same thing. Well, are you giving up that D after this date?
I'm sure they would love that.
No, a lot of guys don't like that. A lot of guys feel the same way a girl would feel. Excuse me, I'm clutching my pearls right now. What do you think I am? And it's just like it's a crazy time that we live in. It says I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't. But I do have a problem though with this princess mentality from men and women. I don't. I don't believe that anybody should get quote unquote princess or prince treatment from a person that they're dating and is not sure. If I just met you, I'm not spending on you. I'm not doing that. If I just met you and you want to go, there's lots of places I could take you that's free. There's lots of places that we can go that's free. There's a lots of places that we could go that we could only spend what, $10, maybe $20. Both of us could eat really good and have a good time. But the whole point is I don't want to go to a restaurant because you can't talk in a restaurant.
Yes, you
Dating,
can.
not really.
Oh, yes, you can, girl.
Not
Yes,
really.
okay.
Like I'm hearing I'm weird too, but I'm hearing the clinking of the
There are
fork
nice,
that's close.
quiet outside places.
No, no, I could talk to you. We could talk in the park. We could walk and talk. I don't have to sit down and eat this meal with you. And you know what? I'm weird anyway. I'm like I literally picturing things in my head. I'm weird. I'm weird. I'm so weird. Forgive me. I'm weird. I'm just weird. I'm
Okay, let
weird.
me
I'm
ask you a
weird. I'm weird.
question. And
Huh?
I get we got two completely different beliefs, I guess, with the dating stuff. I really do need a guy to put an effort in. I
I
do.
mean, believe me, right? I have friends like you, right? They go out there and I'll be like, girl, how the heck you get this guy to spend this money on you? Wait, hold on. You went out there and this guy, he got you. He gave you $500 for your rent. How you get somebody to pay you your rent?
I don't
I'll
ask
be
the guys for,
marveling. I'd be
stuff like
like,
that. But I have girls that like my sister has mastered that mess where this guy proposed to her or whatever, and she's like, I don't like the ring, and he had to go back and spend way more money on it. Like, yeah, it gets like, yeah. But
that
that's
right
what it is.
there.
And my best friend is one of my best friends is like that too. Like, I'm like, what the hell? But it's
But see, that's what men be talking about sometimes when these women and they make these women, they make these men climb these mountains. And
yeah, but
then once
these
these
ones
men,
want to. They want
huh?
to. The
They
ones
want
that
to,
they
but
date, they
at the
want
end of the
to.
day, do they get the prize? Because if there's more than one guy who's doing the same thing for you, at the end of the day, you got to pick one.
They be
And
getting
you know how
married
many
though.
men
Like
is
the
going to
guys
be
they be wanting
disappointed?
they be
Huh?
wanting to marry them. My sister and my homegirl, they always want to marry them. So
No, I understand that. Believe me, I get a lot of offers too, but I'm not, uh-uh. I don't know. But is there hope for the world in love? Is that's a question that we need to ask. Do you believe that there's hope for the world in love, sis?
yeah,
Do you
I do.
believe that people can actually find something real now?
Yes, I do. And that they just have to allow themselves. But Demarcus real quick said, could you respect a house husband if he means a man that stays at home while you provide, if he's loving, respectable, and loyal only to you?
Absolutely. I mean, I did it in my marriage. I was married for 17 years. For the first 10 years, my ex-husband was home. And it wasn't even like he was taking care of the kids. He was just not, it was a hard situation. But yes, absolutely. If love is not about a gender role, you know what I'm saying? Love is not, because if you marrying someone, right, and it's for better, for worse, richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, then that's exactly what that means. Like every day, you cannot expect for this man to be your superhero, and he cannot expect you every day to be his fantasy. There's going to be some days when you're going to walk out of your room and you're going to have the cold cream on your face. You're going to have rolls in your hair and you're not going to be looking your best, and he's still going to love you. And there's going to be some times when he's not going to be able to keep a job, not because of he got fired, but because he got laid off, and he's not going to be able to meet the bills, and he's not going to be able to make the car notes, and he's not going to want you to leave him because he can't provide. But a lot of girls will, a lot of women will. Oh, you can't provide? When you going to get a job? When you going to go back to work? When you going to, and he like, well, damn, can I process this first? Like I lost my job. I feel emasculated from that. I had to come home and look you in the face and let you know that. And as a man, the only job that I have is to provide and protect. And when I lost my job, that literally took everything away. My ability to provide and protect from you at the same time. Like, wifey, can you just give me a minute? Can I just have a few days to wrap my head around this? And some women, they won't. They can't even understand for themselves. Like, okay, you're a woman. You got issues. You moving and grooving. You shaking. You making your money. But then what happens if you fall? What if you get an injury? What if you get sick?
But that's hindsight. But in the beginning,
In the beginning, you gotta think about the end.
no, I'm saying in the beginning, are you okay with that being the I do I've been in business meetings and he said you and Amina have different opinions on a house husband. Yes. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Because I've told him hell no a million
And we're
times.
both
But
Virgos, and that's crazy.
yes. But no, the thing is, if I'm dating somebody and they fall on hard times, that is a different situation. But the thing was, if I originally am agreeing to that and I don't like, I'm just meeting a person, no.
But why not? Because you meet people where they are in life. Like I don't like how rare is it that I'm gonna find a 666 guy, right? Where am I gonna find him at? Just walking down the street? I'm gonna find that man that's gonna be willing to take me and my kids out of these projects and put me in a home, and all of a sudden I got a white picket fence. I'm living a fairy tale life. Where does that happen at? No. There's a lot of people that are struggling right now every day. Rent is high, food is high, everything is high, and they just want to be loved, but they can't be loved unless they provide a certain amount of money or show up like this. No,
I want
that's
to know how this work out for you.
girl.
Wait,
I'm gonna tell you
I
right
hear
now.
feedback again. Is it the
When
headphones on?
I don't have headphones on, no,
I hear the feedback again.
no.
Do you guys hear the feedback on the chat? I'm getting feedback. Testing, testing.
Hello, hello.
Do you hear that feedback? Yeah, they hear it. You did check your phone again?
I hello.
Yes.
That's
No, it's
better.
feedback still.
I have no. I didn't do anything. I was literally here. I didn't put my headphones on. My headphones is here.
Let me see. Hello? Okay, so it's not here when I'm on. Hello?
Hello, 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 hello,
Hello?
hello.
Something on your end.
I have no idea what happened, sis. How
Um,
do?
try the headphones in again or something. Yeah, when you mute, I don't hear myself.
So do you want me to mute and then talk? Like
Hello? It went away. Wait. No.
hello, hello.
Here again.
I don't. I literally didn't do anything. I'm gonna turn my mic off. I guess when you're talking.
It's okay. When I talk, I can mute you from here. That way, because all right. So go ahead and talk. I'll just mute you from here.
Okay. Um. Do you want me to talk?
Yeah, you were saying something.
Oh. Basically, I was saying. Is there hope for the world today in love with the internet being the way it is, with everyone having these unrealistic expectations, with um women, getting their bodies done, and men getting their bodies done, and everyone presenting this fake exterior. Where is the real? Who is real?
Well, let me ask you a question. I think, my opinion, um, so you're okay with a man not trying?
No, I love for him to try, but his effort. Okay, this is simply put, right? If you are a man and you have wealth, right? You already have that. That's easy. That's not trying. If you're
Not wealth, regular.
right, regular person, right? Still, why why would I want you to take that money and spend it on me, and it's literally not going to do anything? It's going to be eaten up, it's going to be pooped out, it's going to be danced away. The movie is going to be done after 2 hours. You understand what I'm saying? You spent $900 or $400 or $500, and that's all you did was spend it.
So you're okay with meeting a guy and he's like, yo, let's just walk in the park, bro.
Yes, that's yes, yes. Love, what is that? Brown sugar. Yes, brown sugar. Yep. Yep. Because when we're old and gray, if it works out, right? If it works out and we're together and life's, then he cannot be that man that impressed me so much that I decided to give him my heart so long ago. There has to be something about him that has nothing to do with money, him showing up and spending, him being that way to for me. Like, okay, yeah, you can make the effort. You picked these flowers for me. You jumped over Miss Johnson Gate and picked her flowers. I love that. Thank you. I will love any other flower that you could buy me. Out of 1,000, you can go out there and buy me a 12,000 dozens of roses. I will not care nothing about those roses, but I care about this rose that you got from Mrs. Johnson's yard. Even though you have a pocket full of money, you knew that I would appreciate the effort of you going to get that flower. Right? Like, okay, it's a rainy day. If a guy knows me, right, I love rainy days, right? Pick me up from work on a rainy day and let's walk home. Don't give me a cab. Don't show up in a BMW or a Lexus. I'll be looking at you like, what's this? What is this? Do you not see this rain coming down? Can I just walk? Can we walk for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes? Can we just hold hands and just be silent and just walk? Because if the relationship works, if it works, then there's going to be a time where my beauty is not going to matter. I'm not going to be beautiful anymore. I'm going to have gray hair. My teeth might not be in my mouth. I might have to get fake teeth. Bad enough, my knee is already messed up. Some days I'm stiff. But I just want the companionship. That's what it is at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you met someone and this person and you clicked. And yes, when you were younger, you did all the things. You drank the drinks. You went on the vacations. You had the bodies. You took the photos. You spent the money. But when it's all said and done, and now you're living on a pension or Social Security or disability, and you can't do those things anymore. And all you want to do is just wake up in the morning and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with your favorite person. And it doesn't matter.
Okay. So real quick. Hold on 1 second. I got 2 comments real quick and then we're going to get back in. Somebody said, hey, G, just PSP. I wish life had a straight blueprint to how loving each other works. However, there is no one. What everyone should desire or most is find someone you can grow old with. I do agree with that. I know that's what you're saying. I'm gonna take you off mute. I know that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that everyone has gotten so distracted with the superficial. Like, it became so important to provide. Like, provide what? Like, yes, you could provide the resources only because we live in a world where you have to pay to live. You have to pay to eat. But if we didn't have to pay to eat, if you didn't have to pay to live, how would people show their love? If you didn't have any money, if money wasn't a currency, because love is a currency, right? Love is a currency. Money is a currency. But you can give love freely, but you can't give money freely. You had to do something to earn that money, or you took it. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. So this is how I feel. Like I do believe in courtship, and I believe in courtship because I know myself as a like I do a lot for myself. Period. Um, my my standards is I I do have certain standards that I just do. I like to be treated nice. I want somebody to attempt. I want to see them make an effort. I want to see them try to figure it out. You know what? She likes this. Let me do that. I want to see them try. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person that I will like I'm a really good hearted person. I would think. And I know for a fact, regardless, I have a lot to offer and I show compassion. I will wake up in the middle of the night and I will, if he hungry and sandwich or like, you know what, you want a Philly cheesesteak, you want this, you want that. But that is me in general. But dude, you gotta make some effort. Like, you know what? This woman, because guys know they'll be like, you know what, in order for me to date her, I know I gotta have my ducks in a row. I gotta do X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. Don't shortchange me because I'm not gonna shortchange them. But I want to see if they're willing to jump. It's like if you're not willing to jump for me now, you're never gonna be willing for me to jump later. And if you don't, I think that if you don't set certain standards now, they're gonna do that for somebody else, and you're gonna fucking feel hurt, and you're gonna be all your ass is probably gonna hurt and everything. Don't
Why would
don't mind me. Sorry. I'm just saying.
why would your butt be hurt? What happened?
Don't be listening to me when I rant. That went over heads, and that's fine.
Oh my God. I don't even know what happened. How we get here? Oh my God. Mm.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that like even I want to see that they did get me flowers, just because that's the sweetest thing in the world. Like sometimes stuff comes and nobody thinks to get me anything normally, always. You know why? Because I'm this strong black woman, which I hate being called a strong black woman. And the reason I hate that is because people think that they don't have to fucking do anything for me, or they don't have to try. And you know what? She's good. She got it. And you know what the number one excuse is? I know you like stuff like that. I thought you had it all, stuff like that. And it's like, but then the one person that sits there and they'll just like flowers will show up to my house just because. I think that's the sweetest thing in the world, because you thought enough of me to like, especially if I'm not expecting it, and that would really make my day.
Yes, of course. And but see, that's the thing, right? Yes, I want flowers too. But if you don't have the money to buy it, then don't feel as though I'm not going to see the effort in you just getting me one little small flower. The flower could be this big, pick it from a tree, whatever. Just you thought about me and I saw this flower and I knew that you appreciate it. I'd appreciate a dozen roses too. But the point is that if you, I don't want the guy to always feel like he can't come to me in his humanness. He can't come to me in his emptiness. He can't come to me when he's not 100%. Like I'm not, like if I like you, even as a friend, even if we're dating and there's something about you that I like, then I'm going to be, I don't want to say lenient, because lenient sounds like I'm giving you permission. No, I'm going to be, patient. I'm going to see where this goes. Like you, okay, like, all right, you showing up, right? You showing up to my house, you call me, we have great conversation on the text messages. That's effort. You know what I mean? Like listening
Text
to me.
message.
Yeah, like good text message conversations is
Hold on. You know what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I just can you go out and come right back in cuz the so that I don't have to keep muting cuz that's
I'll go out and come back in.
thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm gonna go over the social media definitely complicates relationships. Yeah, because every time you turn around, you see somebody's ass in in the camera, right? And weird beliefs are not dating someone based on zodiac signs. I know, but sometimes what's your zodiac sign anyway? It matters to me. I've seen a lot of similarities with it. Demarcus said life can be simple, however, we complicate things as people. Demarcus says, yeah, I gotta jump for each other.
Can you hear
Hi.
me? Hey boo. That's better?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good. Yes, thank God. He's a cancer. Okay. So go ahead. What were we saying? But so I'm like, you don't even want the guy to try? Like initially.
No, no,
This is
no. Believe me, it
initially.
is trying. It is trying. Like, okay. We don't like, okay. So the effort is like this, right? I'm so over this whole world and like the expectations that they have for people. Like, okay, if I wake up in the morning and I think about you, or if you thinking about me, and you text me before you wake up this morning before you go to work, that's effort, right? Because you literally could be texting somebody else. You probably are texting somebody else, but I
Nigga,
don't know
they are
that.
chain texting people. But go
Right? They
ahead.
might be.
And
They
you know
might
what?
be.
You know what it is? Good morning, Queen.
Yeah,
Send it to seven people.
the good morning queens all day long, yes, whatever. But it's like, okay, at when you're on your job and you have a break, are you calling me? Are you texting me? Do you want to hear my voice? Is there a longing that you need? Are you yearning for me? Are you yearning for me not in a sexual way, but are you yearning just for my company? Like, because we yearn as women, we yearn for men. Like when we fall in love or when we get attracted to somebody, it's not yeah, it could be the physical, right? But it's also how he smelled, the way his voice sounded, the way he touched you, the texture of his hair, whatever the case may be. Those are the things that get you. It don't got nothing to do with, oh girl, you're not gonna remember how much money he spent on you if all you see and all you remember is the fact that you had a great conversation. His smile was amazing. He smelled great. Oh my God. I just love the way he felt when he hugged me. Like those.
You know what
What?
you would
Yes.
you know what will really, really work for you? And do
What?
not get offended,
Go
but
ahead,
I
boo.
think it really will work for you. A fucking pen pal. An inmate.
I
I'm
have
dead
a pen
serious.
pal also. I have
See?
a pen pal.
Look.
Yes, his name is James, actually. He is. But you know what? James and I, we're just pen pals. He is a older man, like in his 70s or something. He lived like in Portland or something like that. I've known him for over 8 years. And we are pen pals. We are like, he is the dopest pen pal. Oh my God, I
Listen.
learned so much from him. I learned so much. He is a
And
dope pen pal.
I know you don't want
Yes.
too much, but I'm just saying they in jail and they gonna come home and I don't know if they really will be faithful, but
Oh, you
they
mean,
got
oh,
the
pen pal like
game.
that? No, I'm in an actual pen pal. He's not in jail.
Listen, because you don't require nothing. I mean, you're not requiring much, and they give the words, and they give the time, and they give the attention.
Well, yes, that's good enough because for now, that's good enough because I'm not trying to be with James. James is different. He's different. But anybody that I'm with, yes, like it's a potential there, right? It's not, it's effort and potential. It's not come ready made. I don't want a ready made person. Like, okay, you're ready made. That means you come with uh how could I say? Everyone comes with instructions, but when you are a ready-made person, like when you already like, okay, I'm a man, right? The women expect this from me, so I give it. Boom, 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 boom. It becomes muscle memory. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, well, you know what? Especially nowadays, black girls. Oh, these women out here, they got ridiculous standards. Okay, so all right, no cheesecake. I gotta spend. So you know what? I'm gonna save up my money. I'm gonna spend like $1,000 on her for the first date. She
Why do
ain't gonna
you
give me.
what hold on. What okay, first of all, I wouldn't date a guy that doesn't know me from a hole in the wall and wants to spend $1,000 on me. Why do you jump from either nothing to extreme? There is a I just want to see somebody that takes enough time to want to plan a date and relax. I'm not asking for 1,000. Why do y'all do that? People jump. You just can't say a simple date and you know what? I deserve it. I'm worth it and call it a day.
But who's worth it? Just me or him too?
Guys court women in the beginning. Like the thing is, they are going after women. That's what they're called to do. The libido or whatever. So I'm like, what's wrong with being worth a freaking date? It's okay. I think it's okay. I know I'm worth a freaking to get to know each other to take, but I'm not gonna sit here and waste somebody's time. My time is very valuable. So first of all, most of the time I turn down dates, believe it or not. I to get me to leave my house means I have to want to date you. And that takes a lot first for me to
Right,
even
that's what
do
I
that.
mean. So that has
I
nothing to do with the money. It has to do with him and your desire to be with him as a person first to get you out the house.
And it's just like, see, just PSP says, guys court traditional women. Yes. And that is what I'm into and I'm used to and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go out just to go out. Like, my time is valuable. I'm doing what? Social media. I do my stocks. I take care of my son. I run errands. I got my daughter I got to deal with. So listen, if I'm going out on a date, I don't fucking need a free meal. I have my own money. I am good. And do you know why I work hard to have my own money? Is so that I can say no. I don't have to settle. I understand that. But at the same time, I want to see somebody put the effort towards me. Like, that's what I look for. Effort.
But you know how many guys have put into efforts and women spent whatever amount, don't have to be a lot or a little bit, and they didn't get anything. They didn't get the prize. They didn't get the
Sorry,
girl that they
first of
wanted.
all, you then if you don't think I'm worth a fucking to go out and get to know me more, I don't know what to tell you. Like, next, I don't know what to tell you.
That's
If you
true.
don't think that I'm worth that, then we want me to. Okay, we want me to.
But
If you
there
can't
are
put
so.
forth that effort, if you can't, and I think that that anybody can figure out. People are you get creative when you want something. And
You do.
you can figure out how to to make a decent night for me. And if you can't do that, then it's like you're not putting an effort.
So okay, so a decent night, right? So let's say for you, right? Say if a guy, he invites you out one day, right? But he has a rooftop little thing. He has 99-cent candles. He got plastic, where, but he has he made dinner for you on a rooftop. It didn't spend no money. It's not an extravagant restaurant. He doesn't have to. Is that good enough? Is that effort?
It depends on what it looks like. If it's his house, I'm not going to nobody's house on a first date.
No,
I never
like a
do.
rooftop. It could be it don't even have to be in his house. He could literally walk you past his house, take you on the roof, on a little
Is
date
it a
on the
project's
roof.
roof?
Yay, girl,
It better
don't
not be.
underestimate. Girl, do not underestimate project
Oh,
roofs
hell
now.
no. See?
Okay, I
No.
have had some beautiful romances on some project roofs now.
Oh, you was
Woo!
fucking on a project roof?
No, I said romance. I'm saying like sitting out on a blanket, smoking, watching the sunrise, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Waking up in the morning, going up in the morning, me and my homeboy or me and my mate, we doing exercise in the morning on the roof. Yes, girl. Don't projects, yes. Yes. Yep. Yep.
I can't stop it. Hold on, I'm trying. I'm trying to pull it back in.
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
Believe me. Because you want to know why, right? When you watch a rom-com, right? When you watch a romantic comedy, the guy doesn't do extravagant stuff. The love interest of the girl, he doesn't have the money. He's an underdog.
What the hell? Why do we? Why? Why can't we? Can we normalize being okay? Why do we got to normalize being broke? Why does every man got to be broke?
No, every man is not broke,
Because you
but
keep going back to they don't have, they don't have, they don't have.
no,
Why?
what I'm saying is that you don't have to be rich or necessarily poor. You don't have to have certain things with me. The point is with me is that the money is fine. It's not what impresses me. You can go out there and spend. I've had a guy for my birthday this past year. He literally spent so much money on me. He spent so much damn money on me, and it was great. It was a wonderful experience. But the guy he was a butthole. So I never wanted to see you again. Like, you spent all of that money, and yeah, because you spent all that money, I did give him something. So he didn't walk away empty handed. I'm not going to do that. You spent mad money on me for my birthday. Yeah. You got some of the, you got the goods.
Because he
But
spent, hold on, because he spent a lot of money on your birthday, you felt obligated to sleep with him.
yep,
That's prostitution.
that is. But you know what? A lot of
As long as
guys
you know.
expect that. A lot of guys expect that, which is why don't spend money on me on a first date, sir. That's exactly why I said that point. That's exactly why I said that point. You see, I had to play the devil advocate. Yep. Yep.
So you felt,
You.
so let me, do you think, so how much did he spend? If you don't mind. If you mind, we won't talk
He
about it.
spent about $2,000 on me for my birthday.
Okay. You could have, did you,
2,000.
how did you feel after that?
Um, to be honest with you, I felt fine because me and him known each other for like 3 years before this happened. I know he was arrogant. I knew that he was a narcissist. I knew that everything that he did was money based. I knew that every single relationship that he ever had was because he had the money to buy the girl of his dreams.
Mm.
Yes. And he wanted me to be one of the girls of his dreams. He wanted to buy me. Even to this day, he still calls me, hey, I want to take you out. Let me go on vacation. I have a boat. Let me take you out on the boat. I don't want to go on your boat. I don't want to go on your vacation. I don't want to do nothing with you because I don't like who you are as a person. Yes, you spent a lot of money on me. I had a great birthday, the best birthday I ever had in my life. I was on a rooftop. I was all over Manhattan. I was the it girl because of his status. Every time he walked in, people looked at us like, yes, this is the power couple of the year. And because he spent the money, I did not want to ever have the conversation like him looking at me like, so it's the end of the night. What you gonna do? You know what? I had a great time. Here, take it. Boom. You got it? You good? Now he expects to see me all the time. I don't want you. And I know I hurt his feelings every time I say it, and I don't mean to, but I tell him like, I know that you are a man and you have money. Like, he has money, girl. He has money. Money. He does not walk around the streets without $5,000 cash and a little black bag that he carries with him. $5,000 cash every day. But you don't know how to treat a woman. You know how to buy me stuff, but you don't know how to treat a woman. You don't know how to talk to a woman. You don't know the first thing about making a relationship work. You think, and he actually said this to me one day. He said, I'm a high valued man. If I put you in a house and buy you clothes and give you everything that you want, you have no right to tell me anything about what I do with anybody else because I'm providing you with a life that most women say that they want. You can't get this life from anybody else, can you? Have you? No, you're right. I have not. I've never had a man walk around with $5,000 cash in his. No, I've never had a man, I've never driven in expensive cars. No, you're right. I've never been in a penthouse. You're right. I've never done any of these things, but I don't like you. I don't like you. You're very handsome. You know how to work it in the bedroom. You have a nice body and everything. You're very talented. You've been in magazines. You've been everywhere. You've been a model for every person that you could think of. But you're an asshole, and I don't like you. and he
See,
can't understand that.
but that is why I have my own money, so I can say no. I want to choose the guy I end up with. So, but yeah, if I go out, if I feel like I'm going to feel obligated if I go out, I won't go out. Like I said, to for me to go out with somebody, I gotta like them because I don't waste my time. So
But
the number one thing that you can never get back is time.
yes, but what advice do we give women or men to say, okay, you want to date, right? You want to know what the experience is like to date. You want to be treated like a princess on a date or whatever the case may be. But how do we get people to understand like that is a standard, but it should not be a standard based on everyone because everyone doesn't have that. And just because someone can't spend on you the way you want to, and do you agree that some women are just outrageous with what they ask for men from
Well,
men,
based on the
especially
internet,
on first dates?
based on the internet, yes. But like I said, if I'm dating a guy and he spends 1,000 on me and he don't even fucking know me, I would never take him seriously. He is a trick.
Mm-hmm.
He does it to
But
everybody and it's nothing. And I don't like men like that, believe it or not. It's I know it might sound I don't have respect for them and it sounds weird. But
but everyone
um
wants a six-figure, six-pack man, right?
excuse
We
me?
want that. Women
I
want
never
that
said that.
666. No, no, no. I'm
I
just
never said
saying, like,
that.
no, not you. I'm saying in general. That's a conversation that's going on. 666, six figures, six
I think
pack,
that's
six
bullshit.
pack, six
That's gonna keep
ball.
everybody it's gonna keep men in jail and it's gonna keep women single. It's
Mm-hmm.
not I do that is not realistic. Like I said, I more so I'm looking for effort than anything. I'm looking for somebody taking the time, trying to figure out what I want to know that they put thought in me. I want to know that they're looking and paying attention. You know what? She likes this, she likes that, you know? Like to be honest, what I was gonna say. That's why I said everybody always thinks that oh she's good, she's good, she does, and they don't fucking try or they don't do anything.
As a me, sorry, I would rather, I don't know. Like, yes, I appreciate the effort, but it's like, do the things that matter. I don't need a meal. Like, you want to put the effort in. If you come in to see me and I've worked all day and I've been on my feet all day, then how about you offer a massage for me? Like, you rub my feet while we just, listen to some music. I'll make dinner after you rub my feet. You understand what I mean? Like, you don't have to go out there. We don't have to go out
So he's
there and
coming in the door and you making dinner and you doing this, right? Like he's not courting you though. You know that, right?
yeah, we're still courting each other. Like, to me, I don't believe that courting is just a person taking a person out and spending, or like being in a park, or going outside your home. Like, mind you, these are people that I know. So it's like, I'm not just meeting we have a year or 2 years under my belt. I've seen you every day for a year or 2 years or 3 years. I've seen your personality. You've been to my house. I've been to your house. You've been around my kids. I've been around your kids. You understand what I'm saying? Now we're trying to take it to another level. What I want from my man is, okay, you know what? You're a provider, so provide. I don't want to hear about it. Just take care of it. I don't care. You got the bills taken care of, fine. Okay. But if you don't have the bills taken care of, we could talk about it. I'll have your back. We'll figure out something. You don't have to worry about doing it on your own. I'm not going to leave you. If you're sick, I'm
That's
not
the
going
way
to
he's
leave you.
coming in.
Yeah, that's the way that you're coming in. However you come in, because we meet people where they are. We meet
No,
people where they are
I'm
in
not
life.
doing it. I told you he got to have effort, and it's a reason. But how you get them is how they stay, and I don't. I know, sis. I understand, but mm-mm.
There's just a lot of guys out there that I know that they have so much potential. They have so much in them. Women too. There's a lot of men and women out there who have so much potential, right? But because the world the way it is right now, people are looking at people who are not on their level as being underneath them or not worthy of them. And those are some of the best people, some of the greatest people. Like if you just gave them a chance, yeah, they could give you the world one day. They actually could, but they're not going to come with the world. That doesn't make any sense. Like, like, I don't know. Like, yes, I want to be spoiled. I have been spoiled by men.
Do
I've
you
been
think you're
spoiled by
deserving
poor.
enough? Do you think you're worth it?
Absolutely. I know I am. But do I need to, like, does that have to be a thing all the time? No.
So the guy that took you out and you know, you slept with him because he spent a nice amount. Let me ask you, at any point did you like feel like so you did not want to sleep with him though?
You have to, okay. I am attracted
And
to
what was this
his,
date? Where did y'all go? I need to know now because now
I
I'm
went
just
to the
curious.
city. I went to Manhattan. We was in
Hmm.
Manhattan. Um, what was the question?
I lost my train of thought, motherfucker. I don't know
I
because
think
it was
the,
just I was just thrown off.
okay, well, the guy, so what about him, right? He's a money man. Everyone knows him. He's a money man. That's what he does. He's a money
Did
man.
you want to sleep with him?
Um, yes and no. Yes and
You felt
no.
obligated because he spent money on you.
I felt obligated to spend money, but also because I'm a Virgo and he's a Virgo.
Don't blame this on
And
Virgo.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you
Don't stop.
My Virgo-ness kicked in, right? Because you know that Virgo, we
Don't blame
crazy,
this on
we
Virgo.
crazy. Virgos are crazy sometimes, right? So I'm like, uh, let me just see something real quick. Like, your penis, sir. You think that your penis was supposed to hypnotize me? It didn't. Like, it was great, mind you. I was practicing celibacy, girl, before that happened. So I wasn't sleeping with anybody. I didn't sleep with anybody for like 8 months before I slept with this guy. So everything was nice, great, nice. He enjoyed himself. I enjoyed myself. But
Was that the
he's
first
just,
time that you ever felt special like that?
no,
Okay.
no, no. I'm a black woman. I'm an Indian. You know, I'm a native. I'm a black woman. I'm a native. I know I'm attractive. You know, I'm small. I don't have big anything. I don't have a big butt. I don't have big hips. I don't have big boobs, but I am a very beautiful, loving person. And so a lot of people date me. I've dated the poorest of guys and I've dated the richest of guys.
Mm.
I've dated oh, oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. The guys,
So
mm-mm.
to this
Mm-hmm.
guy, but you. So the thing is, you knew he was like he just spends money, so it was water to him though. Regardless,
It was
the money
water
he
to
spent on you
him.
was water.
It did
So
not
why did you
matter.
feel? You know, so if it is water to him, he could have spent that, and you could have like not slept with him.
No, I know that. I could have definitely not slept with him, but I was also curious because, like I said, like a Virgo, like we're crazy, right? So he talking all this junk. How his penis got people
So you
going
wanted
crazy.
to then.
Just a challenge. You challenge me now. I'm a Virgo. Don't challenge me because you're gonna lose every
You gotta
time.
stop blaming Virgo.
I'm trying to tell you that's the kind of Virgo I am. You challenge me now. Now you got to put your money where your mouth is, sir. Okay, you said that thing, the way you put it down, is supposed to make me go crazy. I bet. Mind you, we were friends for 3 years. We're both Virgos. We are both very much like buttholes. We're buttholes. We're buttholes. We're creative buttholes. No. And you know the thing about it is, right? He curses me out to this day. I will get a random text message out of nowhere. You freaking B. You know that I really want to take you out, right? You know that I really like you, right? Why don't you know I'm going to therapy, right? You ain't going to therapy. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get away from me. I talk to him like that. So because we had that kind of relationship. And he'd be like, girl, you just hurting my heart. You know, I don't want to spend my money on nobody else but you. Sir, I don't want your money. I don't want your money. Spend your humanness with me. Spend your
Okay.
spirit on me. Spend your soul on me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Um, I hear you. Um, I hear you.
I'm crazy. I'm delusional. That's why I said it's not nobody else's fault. It's mine. I
Yeah,
got spoiled with 90s love. I
I think,
literally
yeah,
am
I think
stuck
you
in the
don't.
90s when it comes down to this love. And you know what? And you know what? I'm not going to change that because I know that there are people out there who believe in that 90s love. There's still guys out there who was, who had relationships when they was younger. They know what it's like. They know what that real love is like. They know what it's like, when a girl just had a ponytail, some water and Vaseline for her lips. We ain't have no fake eyelashes. We didn't have makeup. He had to accept us. We had to accept them. If we had blemishes on our face, if we had scars on our bodies, whatever, he accepted us. That ghetto love was beautiful. We ain't have nothing, sis. We ain't have hardly no money. No one was taking people out. The most that you could do with your man or your woman was go to Times Square and get your picture either drawn or take a picture in them frames back in the day. That's what couples did. That was the epitome of your love. If you had a keychain from Times Square, yep. If y'all had matching shearlings in the winter, yep. If y'all had at least one Adidas outfit together that y'all rocked, yep. But everyone knew that you was his girl and that was your guy. He didn't play about you. You didn't play about him. He told
Okay.
everybody on the block, that's mine. That's my girl. That's mine.
Yeah, but that's how old were you in the 90s?
I was what, 13,
Thank
14,
you.
15?
Thank you. You're looking at a kid's standards. Like you're an adult now. So you don't think the standards should change?
No,
Cool.
no, because that love was something. If I'm wrong, then there's a lot of people in the world that's still looking for that.
Because you still okay with people with nine at 13-year-olds pockets.
No. Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Yes, they can
I
have a
know.
13-year-old pocket, but with a grown man mentality. You can be on the way to something.
How? You stuck in the 90s. That's
90s still provided. There were still guys who had whole houses and jobs and want women. Most women, no,
well,
most people got their homes in the 90s.
I think you're did you get your heart break in the 90s?
Girl, I've had my heart broken my whole
I
life.
know. But usually we always go back to a time where the most trauma took place and we because you're stuck in the 90s.
Uh-uh. No, if you want to be realistic, the most trauma that happened to me was, shoot, 10 years ago? Maybe, no, not 10 years ago, 'cause that's when I met the other guy. So maybe the 4-year relationship that I was in before him. Yeah. hmm
Interesting. Um,
I don't do affairs or one-nighters or just flings. When people get with me because I really believe in that real love. Like we have relationships. We're not doing that. I'm not going to be your fling. We putting years in. All of my relationships have been years, years.
so my trauma, I have not went past I did my longest probably was 3 years.
Your
And
longest
a lot
relationship
of
was three
times
years.
3 years. And a lot of times I mostly don't date though. But I usually just work and take care of my kids and stuff like that. So there's that too. But now I noticed that I haven't met nobody that I like that to give. I mean, no, I will take that back. It's complicated.
There's there's a lot of people that I like. There's a lot of people that I like. And to those of you who are listening, to the guys, and you know the ones that I like, I tell you guys the ones that I like. Y'all gotta know who I like. Um, it's the fact that the
I
reason
don't know
why
who you like.
they know who I like. I ain't gonna say it. They know. But for the guys out there, who have been in my life, who have been around me, who we have exchanged conversation and time and all that kind of stuff. like, I love you guys and I appreciate you. And the only way that I will ever be 100% what you guys want me to be is when you become that. When you make a decision to leave behind the big booty girls, and you leave behind the strip clubs, and you leave behind trying to impress your mans and all that kind of stuff. Once you guys leave that alone and you come to me and you talk to me on some real stuff, then everything that you want from me, the sacrifices that you say that you want, then you get it. That's just how it is. But you can't ask me to sacrifice anything when you're not willing to sacrifice it. And that's not, it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with your time, your ego, your patience. It has to do with your mindset. There's certain things that you guys gotta lay down. There's certain things that I gotta lay down when it comes down to y'all. There's certain things that y'all gotta learn about me. There's certain things I gotta learn about y'all. And that's why, like, I got y'all like this, because no, just because you have a beautiful smile, just because you do spend money, just because, some of you are good lovers and some of you are not. Some of you guys are trash. I'm sorry.
What if I
But I,
no keep going?
but I love you because you are sweet. You guys are sweethearts. You know what I mean? And yes, I could look past that, because sex at the end of the day is not important, and money at the end of the day is not important. But you guys have got to stop chasing this world status. Like, so what that I'm a model on Instagram? So what? I'm a
Let
model
me
on
ask you a
Instagram.
question.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
and
No,
I'm
finish it up. I was gonna ask you a question when you're done.
yeah, and I'm a model in real life. I'm a photographer. I'm a fashion designer. I do all that. You guys know that I have posted nude. I have posted in full army gear, whatever, from head to toe. That's just who I am. I am a creative. You do not get to say to me, Summer, I will give you the title of being my girl once you put down everything that makes you you. No, I don't ask you to put down anything that makes you you. So don't ask me to put down everything that makes you you. When you show me that you are real, and it has nothing to do with the status or what I bring to the table or what you think, I'm not a trophy. Once we get past that point, then you will see just how much love matters to me. Love matters more to me than the likes I get on Instagram. Love matters to me more than the comments that I get in my DM from men who don't know me. Love means more to me than any car that you could buy me, any house that you could buy me, because if we're living in that house and driving in that car, and if you don't love me and I don't love you, then it's a walking, moving tomb that we're in. We have
Okay.
a beautiful sarcophagus that we live in. We have a beautiful mausoleum that we're living and dying in every day.
Yes. Um, just PSP says it's always about what you want. What effort will you put out? And that's because you think you are the prize. However, it's two prizes, and if it works out, you become one.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. That's right. We're both the prize. We are both the prize. The man deserves just as much effort and pampering as we do.
In the beginning.
Yes. In
Yes.
the beginning, yes. There are
Yeah.
men are have it hard. Men got it hard, girl. They got it hard, just like we got it hard. But they got it even harder. And it's like they need for us to like not give them crap all the time.
I'm still here. No, you
Yeah.
know what it is, but I require the court and the effort, but I do know how to treat a man. I know how to treat a man very well. I know how to
Yeah, I
treat a man so
believe
good they're
that.
not gonna want to leave.
You see, that's wonderful and that's beautiful. And I totally agree. I can see it written all over you, girl. I know that you a prize. I know that you a prize. But
And
they just
I
gotta
am
handle you. They
submissive.
gotta
I
handle
am.
you with kid gloves. They just have to learn. They gotta never forget that you are fragile. You're strong, but you're fragile. You know how strong an egg is, but you can balance on an egg and not make a crack if you just balance it right. You know that? If you
The
drop an
egg
egg,
being
if you
strong.
drop an egg, like this way, boom, it'll crack. But if you stand the egg up and balance it, you can literally stack weight on that egg and it will not crack. It's about the balance. It's about how do we fit. We were born into this world with nothing. We're going to leave this world with nothing. We're born in this world wanting to be loved, not really wanting to be loved, but knowing that once we know what love is, that's something that we always want and we chase. And when you leave this life, it's not going to matter to you how much money you have in the bank. It's not going to matter to you how many guys took you out and spent this and did. It's going to matter is there somebody laying next to me right now when I'm about to leave this world that was there with me, that's going to miss me, that's going to, make me for a half a second look at God and the angels and say, can I just have 5 more minutes with this person? Not 5 minutes so they can sign a will and give me all their inheritance. No, 5 minutes because this is my best friend. This
You
is
know
my
what?
lover.
You need. I bet you do write. You need to write
I
a romantic
do.
book
You know
because
I
you're
am.
like
I'm a
living in
songwriter.
a fantasy, and it's like, so I understand putting the work and going through heartaches and different stuff, like, and being there for a person when they're on their last, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But
Because you know how many people have married for money, but they don't have the love, so they die alone.
do you
Like,
think? But you keep saying marry for money, using people for money, 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 money. But I'm just asking for effort.
yes, but the effort translates in money or not necessarily.
Well, the thing is, like, when a person takes you out on a date, you want to know that they put effort in. Maybe they did a little bit of overtime. And I told you, it's not really about the money. I have money. But you want to see that they are willing to put in the effort. You want to see that they willing to maybe surprise you with stuff and all of that stuff. Like, I make my own money because so I don't have to settle. Like, I don't need for anything, and I don't need a person to provide. However, I want to see what you're willing to do.
That makes sense.
And if you're
And
not
yes,
willing to put in the effort, if it's like, what do you want me to do? I can't.
that definitely 100% makes sense. It's just that there are a lot of people that we pass up on because they don't have it like that. In the beginning, they don't have it like that.
That's fine.
And what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. Like, like a lot of people, right? They look at me and they
So
have
you're
no idea.
saying that a person can't get up money to take you out on a date.
Yes, but there's real life situations going on. Like you mean to tell me, sir, you got real life hitting you in the face. You might have a car note payment. You might have to pay your rent. Food is expensive. Whatever the case may be, if you have a child, you mean to tell me that I expect for you to save up money that you could use for your life and your problems just
Yeah,
to
they're
take
not
me
ready
out
to
on a
date
date?
yet. That's probably what it is. That's fine.
Huh?
They're not ready to date yet, and that's fine.
Yeah, most people are not ready to date. Like they
And that's
they do
fine.
want to date, but not. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they just want the company. They're not even looking for sex. They just pay the money to have company. I'll pay to take this girl out. I just like her company. She smells nice. He's not listening to your conversation. He don't even care about what you're saying.
Mhm.
If you really look at a guy face when you talking to him about certain things, he don't care about what you're saying. The reason why most guys want a girl to just be quiet is because he already has a lot of stuff on his mind. Just shut the hell up sometimes. Just shut up. You just sit down and hold his hand and just shut up. What you talking for? What you talking because, oh, you want to know if I'm going to go to work tomorrow to make the money so we can have money next week? Yes, I'm going to work tomorrow. Yeah. This is my house too. Don't ask me obvious questions. Am I working to provide for you? No, I'm working to provide for us. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's for us. Like I'll be damned, because I did it. I told you I spent over $50,000 within 10 years over this guy for nothing. Paid his car, all kinds of stuff. He had 3 cars since we was together. Helped with all of that. Mm-mm.
Um,
And at the end of the day, if I would have just loved him, at the end of the day, if I would have just stopped being his sugar mama, I guess, because that's what it comes down to after a while. You become pimp and player after a while. But it's just all
that
about
is why I watch how you start with a guy. That's
hmm
why I believe you really have to watch the way you start.
somebody's asking a question. I can't really read
Yeah,
it.
it says, I'll read it. It says, do y'all think nice guys always get the
Oh,
short end of the stick? If so, why?
you know what? To be honest with you, in this day and age now and the way the world is, yes, a lot of guys do get the short end of the stick because
Nice guys.
yeah, not a lot of nice guys do get the short end of the stick because they're nice guys, because they're just looking for something real, and they're not trying to impress anybody with extravagant stuff, and they just want to be accepted for who they are. So yeah, a lot of nice guys get passed away, and a lot of girls wind up dating the butthole guy because he has the money, he has the muscle, he has the car, he has the show. And this little poor nice guy, the guy who
Why do they
not
always have to be poor? I like the fact that you
that's
say
not, I
that
don't mean
nice is
poor like that. I
poor.
mean when I say poor, I mean like poor, like boo hoo, like poor to this poor guy. This poor guy, he's just a regular guy working a regular 9 to 5, just regular, just doing his regular junk. He can't go out there and spend how you want him to spend right now, but he likes you. And if you just gave him a chance, he will give you the world one day. But you don't want to wait for one day. So this goes back to where we really first started. I'm glad how it came full circle. You want a microwave. You don't want an oven. I want an oven. Most nice guys want ovens. They want that buildup of the relationship. They want that. You don't think that guys are goofy and romantic too? Yes, they are. Guys love
Yeah,
doing
I believe
romantic stuff, and guys love to be romanced. Yes. You know how good it feels for a guy if you give him a flower? You understand what I mean? If you just walk up to him and give him a massage or a forehead kiss, or just tell him how special he is, or, bring lunch to his job, or, buy him a pair of work boots, because men are practical.
so.
If you have a good,
You don't mind courting a guy then?
no, I don't mind courting a guy, and I don't mind being courted. It's just the fact of what are we doing it for? Is this longevity here?
Well,
Sir,
I won't
please
let a
do
guy
not.
court me unless I'm interested. So
Yeah, interested,
that's
yes,
it.
but interested in what? You could be interested in me just as a person. You go, oh, Summer, you just like this butterfly. I'm just, okay,
Mm.
okay. But now what? It's you have a home to go to, sir. What are you doing? Because I'm talking about lifetime. You going to spend a lifetime? You want to do lifetime? Okay, this
Well,
is what
that takes
lifetime looks
time.
like.
That absolutely takes time. That takes
Yeah,
time.
love takes
Um,
time.
but we have been on for like 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is pretty much almost 3 hours. So, um, but just any words that we're gonna wrap up soon, but any words that you want to say or anything.
Well, first, I want to thank you, Virgo sister, for asking me to be on your show. I know, like, it's been like, flip, flop, flip, but we finally made it, and we finally was able to do it. To your audience, your audience is great. They were engaging, and I appreciate that. Um, and I don't think I have a question. I just think I have a word of advice for the world. And that advice would be, love is a much stronger currency than money. And money is running out. Love seems to be running out, but I bet you love will replenish faster than the money. It always will. So just believe in love. Don't ever give up on love. It's there. It's there. It's just wrapped up in the internet right now. It doesn't know itself. It just got wrapped up in the internet. That's all. It doesn't know
Okay,
itself.
wait, no, because Demarcus brought something up, and I want to know. Before that, he did ask a question. Um, he says, "Summer, real quick, are you on a Virgo cusp, or Leo? Look at me, that
I
Libra.
am. I
Oh
am.
wow,
How do you know? September
he,
21st. Yes. Yes.
oh wow.
That's why you feel it. What do you say?
No, he that's what he asked. That was weird. I didn't even know why.
Yes. I am. I am on
But
the
I didn't
cusp.
think
September 21st. Yes.
he says Summer is basically explaining the movie Acrimony. Summer is a free spirit. Now, that's what I wanted to ask you real quick. You seen the movie Acrimony? The
Mm-hmm.
girl put him through college. She did all of this. She funded him. She got him cars. She stood by him while he was working on his project. And at the end, this woman saw him, picked him up, and she was the one that he spent everything on. See, that
Mm-hmm.
is why like I need to be courted and stuff like that, because it's like I don't ever want to fall into that, and then all of a sudden you understand what I'm saying? Now, what
Mm-hmm.
did you think? Because the movie Acrimony, because you seem to like look to be the one, like you look to be her, and that's
Her,
I don't ever want to put
her,
that
yes,
energy into
but
a
not
person.
like that. Like, yes, I believe not.
Yes, because you if you're start that's why I believe if you're starting off not requiring anything, I believe you're gonna finish off like that. And then when the person does get lifted up, that motherfucker's out there spending on somebody else.
But that's you know what? It's possible it can happen that way in the world the way it is right now. Yes, and I'm weird. When
Yeah,
it comes
Libra.
down, it's weird when it comes down to certain things because it's like I just know that the way that it is right now is just BS. It's just superficial. It's too much superficial stuff going on. Like people don't want. They're afraid to just be like, dang, well, just like accept me. Like this is me. Like because at the end of the day, right? It's not. Yes, the effort is going to be made. There is an effort being made. I'm not saying that. I'll
There's
just
no
take.
effort in a text message. These ninjas do that all day.
No, no. What
I'm
I mean
telling
is
you, they
that
do it all day.
yes. What I mean is like how could I say it? Like it's an intention there. That's what it is. It's an intention there.
Yeah, he has
It's an
intentions
intention.
to fuck.
No, not most guys. Most guys
Oh shit.
don't have intentions to sleep around. Most guys really want their dream girl. They do. They really do. They'll settle for the hot girl, of course. If you giving it up, they'll take it. Why not? If you willing to give it up, they're going to take it. But if you're not willing to give it up and he still sticks around, then that means something. That means he sees you more than just an object. He sees you more than just
No, I've seen guys never break up with a woman. I've seen them stay around. A lot of times the woman got to break up and be like, all right, they'll
hi,
sit there
Smush. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
then
my
just break it
grandson
up.
just walked in. You want to wrap up right
Yeah,
now?
we're done. But it was
Okay.
nice talking to you, and I thank you.
All right, sis. I'm gonna talk to you soon. Thank you, guys, viewers, everyone.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate this. All right, sis. Later, boo.
All right, bye-bye.